Hey everyone, welcome back to Choochagatari Unlimited Trainworks Video Game Choo-Choo's anime podcast. It's been a hot minute, not since the last episode, but since we got our monthly anime discussion, we're going to do that because we took some time for this one because it was quite some time before that. Let me introduce my co-hosts. John is here.
Hello, and yeah, we definitely needed the time, especially for those of us that used that time unwisely.
Yeah, Mr. finished episode like 11 and 12 the day of, right?
Not just that, but I finished episode 12 like right before our regular recording time, so, you know, some of us are smart brain geniuses.
2 months wasn't enough for this guy over here. LV is also here. LV,
I'm also here.
did you take the entire?
I did not do that.
Okay,
no, I finished what we were supposed to watch quite a bit ago. So
oh, good.
There we go. So
I did too, for the most part. I watched like the first 4 episodes within like the first week and a half or so, and then I was like, well, we're gonna take our time. I'm gonna spread this out. So I watched episode 12 like 3 days ago. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the anime Choochagatari this time around, which was chosen by Trixie, rest her soul.
Yeah, as her parting gift.
she's alive.
She's alive, yeah.
Disclaimer.
But I mean, you know.
I mean, she probably needs a rest. She's like doing shit all the time. I don't know.
She's a wild beast, that one, in the best of ways. But yeah, so Choochagatari is a series by White Fox did the animation work, but it's based on the work of Nisio Isin, who did Monogatari, because, you know, our show is basically named after that man's work in general, to an extent. So we're bound to cover all of it at some point. But yeah, I don't need to give the description really. Just know that this was released over the course of a year, 1 episode a month. It's an hour long. If you watched it, you know. Well, like 49 minutes, right? Something like, it's like a double length episode. But yeah, each episode of the show takes place over 1 month. And so it takes up over a whole year, just like in real life. It's not watchable anywhere normally for some reason. I don't know why. But it is very well acclaimed, and people really like it. I really like it, not to get ahead of myself. But yeah, let's do a round. Well, I guess I should explain it a little bit, the plot of the show. You know,
yes.
Guy, he's a sword technically, and that's what he says. And this girl shows up and says, "Help me get all these swords, all these fucked up swords." And he goes, "All right, I guess so. I love you." And she's like, "Great, let's go." And then they go around and get swords. and there's intrigue and a lot of foot scenes. I don't know if you all noticed this, but like especially in episode 7
There's a lot of bare feet. Yeah.
or no, episode 8, which is the one with the kendo woman, basically the swordsman teacher one. Was that episode 8, 9?
Something. I think that was 9.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was before the double.
Well, that was the one where I really sat there and I was like, every shot is like there were like 3 scenes where she like hits him in the face with her foot, and then the camera just works from the angle of the foot and is just showing it. Like
she does a lot of kicking.
yeah, and
There's
that's
a lot-
fine, but like I don't need them to linger on it as much as they did sometimes.
I didn't, I didn't think about that until you just said that. But now that I think about it, there was definitely a part where, because a good portion of the plot of that episode is that the main girl is like thinking that her partner is like cheating on her, kind of, sorta. And there's a lot of gags where like, oh, she's like entering the room and they're like, it looks like they're kissing, but the teacher's like getting a bug off of his hair. And there was one point where like he does the standard like falls on top of her thing, and she comes in and sees that. And there was definitely a part where they show their feet and they explicitly like show her toes like curling around his foot.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I remember right now.
It's absolutely twisted. Anyways, that's not what we're here to discuss. Well, I mean, I guess kind of, but let's not anymore. That's what I'm going to say.
Feet is not the point.
It's
of this
not the
series.
point of the story. It's swords, because you can tell from the title, which is Sword Story.
Sword story.
So yeah, let's see.
Brilliant.
I'll start with you, Elvie. What do you think about Sword Story?
Oh, okay.
We're not going to go with Sword Story. We're going to call it Choochagatari.
I mean, the name's a little bit of a tongue twister, so I might just
say Sword Story.
I can't.
Isn't that like the same in terms of being a tongue twister? Sword Story, it's alliteration.
Someone's gonna
Story.
upset.
Ugh.
Someone's gonna be upset and be like a Puritan about, purist, not Puritan, totally different thing. Purist about it. I was like, well, you should say the Japanese title, whatever.
It was never localized as Sword Story.
Exactly. Anyway, yeah, I generally like the series, but it's also so I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings about this series. I think that's really what my best way to surmise what my opinion is. I have mixed feelings about it. It's very beautiful. I really like the art style. Like, I love the simplistic shapes and colors. Just like the fluffiness of the main character, like the main girl's hair, is just wonderful. It's like, oh, like whenever it like wraps around and stuff. Like, it's just really satisfying to look at, and just how everyone like. I don't know. It's just very stylistically unique. And I like it. There's like a flatness quality to it that kind of, I feel like, might be intentionally referencing, old traditional scroll painting, etc., and all that, and old traditional printmaking, because it is, in a way, it's kind of like a fake historical story you would tell, like, around the campfire. And that's kind of the whole thing about it when they were airing this, when this was actually in syndication, where they were airing it once a month. Like, it's framed around the idea that this is kind of like an oral campfire story, and like whether or not it's like accurate to history is a debate, but it's just, yeah, that's just how it's framed. It's like, it's cool. For the most part though, like I had a huge difficult time watching this because of like its length. And I think just its decision on like how to direct it. It's very slow. It's like very dialogue heavy, which was something I did not expect. Like you listen to the name, it's like, oh, swords, like you would think it's a little more like action, and it is there's like a lot of action and stuff, but like how the episodes are paced are very slow, with this idea knowing that you're technically supposed to be watching this only once a month. It's something that you really have to sit down and invest in, and at least for me, that's not how I watch it, and we couldn't, we're not
we're not going to ask people
the whole year. Right. It was like a month for us, right, that we had to kind of squeeze this in. So it's something like I'm a little iffy about saying that's a flaw, because I feel like it if I watched this in the context of how it initially was supposed to be viewed, maybe I wouldn't see that as a flaw.
Right, because right.
So it's a little difficult to judge.
Yeah, like every episode has like this whole portion where they remind you about stuff. Like, and it's not like annoying or anything,
heavy.
but
Yeah.
like it's definitely like if you're watching it back to back, like we are pretty much, it's the
Yeah.
type of thing where you go, well, I already know that. Of course I know that. I just watched that. But,
Yeah.
a month apart is quite some time, a lot of the time, especially when you consider, like, sometimes it's
Right.
6 months apart when they reference stuff,
Yeah.
so.
It's very exposition heavy, and I think I think it was only really bad in the first episode. Like, I had a really bad first impression with the first episode, and it was just like, nothing really happens until like maybe the last 15 or so minutes of that whole near hour, right? Where they're just like, she's, they're literally explaining like what her purpose is. It's like, why do I have the swords? And this whole like, explaining like why, I forgot their names, alright. Explaining why the main guy like kind of like has this like
Shichika.
dysfunctional personality. Yeah, and like there's something wrong, in a sense where like he's kind of not fully human because he's literally Star and stuff like that, and like that whole thing with framing his family and like why they, and eventually leading up to revealing like they kind of have a fucked up family situation, right?
A little bit.
But just a little, just a tad, just a smidge. But it got better progressively, as things were picking up, and like kind of like get the whole idea of like their quest and like the routine of things. Like, oh yeah, they're gonna meet like, it's like very formulaic, but that's like in a nice way. Like they're meeting a character, and then they have this like moral conflict over why like, oh, I can't take these swords from them. Like they have a certain reason as to why they're clinging onto it. I think, was it literally just episode 4 or 3, right, where they meet that teacher woman.
3,
and
yeah.
She's like 3, yeah, and she's sheltering like actually like women who have been abused or are running away from some horrible situation, and like having like the keeping the swords on her is like is like kind of it's kind of like a thing of protection for them, or it's like it has some sort of significance to them. So taking that away basically means like that like what's going to happen to them, what's going to happen to that shelter, that compound, and like the way it ends, in which by now, people watching this and follow it, I can just say, like, by and then when she gets killed, it's like really a horrific thing, and you realize, wow, okay, that was not satisfying at all. Like, was that really how things should have ended? Like, there are a lot of great conflicts of interest that happen throughout the series where it makes you realize that there isn't really a black and white situation here. It's very morally gray, and from Upstart, like it makes you question whether or not we should be cheering on for these characters.
Yeah.
Which is very typical of like the creators like other works and stuff. Like there's like he like loves to explore like different things and different perspectives. But yeah, in terms of like, though, again, just to reiterate how I feel about the series, I just kind of feel mixed about it. Like, I kind of don't understand the really high praise for this series. Like, whenever I look it up, like it's like really well renowned and people think it's like a masterpiece, etc. And I think it's just fine. I think it's just like okay, really, to be more blunt. And so, but yeah, that's my opinion on Choochagatari. Like, oh, it's okay. It's not phenomenal as some people have been saying it, but that's how I feel about it. And I think mostly it is because of my issue with just the pacing of it. Again, like it's just a difficult thing to gauge because like I know this is not how I'm supposed to watch it, but from the perspective of someone who like watched it as a straight up series, like it just felt like that would could. I mean, especially since it's an animation, like there were just like a lot of moments of stillness.
Let's see, but I
like,
liked that. Like
talking scenes.
my favorite one was the part
It could be a
in
personal preference. Yeah.
episode 10, 9, not 8. Whichever one is the one where it's like they go on the boat, or like they just show like they're trying to figure out. They're talking in the past tense or whatever at the princess's castle, and like they show them going to see Endemol on the island or whatever, and they like show it like a visual novel scene where they're just cycling through sprites talking, and I really like.
Oh, but that was really good. That was really good.
Like there's just a lot of like variety like that.
Right. Yeah, because it like it kind of recontextualized the scene compared to how like different the rest of the series has been, really, and it kind of made things different. It kind of shook it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part was really good, to be honest.
Okay, John, what are your thoughts on it? I feel like, based on what you've said, it's very aligned with what Elvie has said.
Yeah, I feel really similarly to Elvie. I think I might have liked it a little bit more, but I also wasn't, like, enthralled. It's very, very well made. It's a gorgeous show. It has amazing music. It has amazing composition. I just kind of don't think that I'm really into the way that Nisio Oisin writes. like after seeing Bakemonogatari and now watching this, and also like listening to the, I think, Nisei Monogatari, the first one chronologically.
You listen to Kizu.
Kizu Monogatari. Yeah, I listened to the Kizu Monogatari audiobook. All that just kind of made me be like, I really like the concepts that he makes. And I like the characters. I just don't know. I just don't really care that much for like the moment-to-moment dialogue. And it's not necessarily that it's like bad. I just don't really gel with it. It's just not really my cup of tea. I don't really have like a good explanation for it. It's just kind of like, it's not my thing, but I get it. But I do really like this show, and I think that it would be a really good like intro show for people who are just getting into anime.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's like a great way to put it.
Like
Yeah.
probably not like a Cowboy Bebop sort of like this is the first thing you should watch, but like this is something that like a step 2 kind of thing, like yeah, after you watch your Cowboy Bebops, your Dragon Ball, all that kind of stuff that's like more mainstream, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's just those are very mainstream shows. It's like I think this would be the next step, is like okay, here, like try something a little bit more stylish and different and like a little bit out there. I think that would be good for that. But yeah, I just thought it was okay. I have a weird sense though that like at times I almost felt like the writing was, sometimes it felt like it was being made up as it was going along. Like it felt kind of Hideo Kojima-esque at times, where it was just like, I feel like the author was like, "Oh, I gotta write another chapter. Okay, I'm gonna tie this stuff in." It didn't flow as well as I expected to. Like if there was like an interview where like Nisio Isin like came out and was like, "Oh yeah, no, I was doing this like serialized basically," then I would be impressed, because it did flow in a sense, but it's just like I don't know if I'm just imagining it, but I could like see the seams here and there where I'm just like, I feel like a lot of these like characters and like or not even the characters, but like a lot of the like dramatics just kind of got shoved in there at times, like I don't know, like I just think about how like I still kind of feel like the sister episode kind of came out of nowhere. And like it makes sense when you like watch it in context, but I was still kind of just like, but why? What does that do to the overall plot? And I feel like there's a lot of episodes and a lot of scenes where I'm just kind of like, that wasn't bad, but also what did that mean overall? Like it feels very segmented. And maybe that's kind of part of it, is that like maybe it's supposed to be like a sort of like because they bring up Buddha a lot, and I think maybe this is kind of supposed to be like a sort of like, oh yeah, like sort of kind of like a cone story, like not necessarily in length, but like here's these like interconnected, varied storylines that aren't really supposed to mesh perfectly. But they have a general moral outlook and go together based on the like overall plot and the character. And I guess I understand that, but I don't know, it's just at times I feel like it was very just like, okay, here's this character, we need to put them here, and then we need to bring them back. And then like a few episodes later, like, oh shit, I gotta bring them back. It's that kind of thing where like I could just kind of see the seams at times, but I still liked it. It wasn't a 5 out of 5. Like this is like a 4 out of 5 for me. It was like, it was good. I'm just not crazy about it.
All right. I quite liked it. I don't like it as much as I like the Monogatari series, I want to say, for Offset, because I think it's just different theme. Like this is more what's the word I want to use? Pulpy almost?
Yeah,
like it's
that's
more
a good way to put it. Yeah.
like yeah. It's whereas like Monogatari, you know me, I'm like, oh yeah, give me the shows about trauma, baby, like I'll absorb it. Where like Monogatari is like all about like very specific character arcs and stuff like that, going hard in on someone's mentality and stuff like that. Whereas this is heavily not focused on that really. I mean there are parts, but you know. But I really liked it. I think I liked it more. I would probably say it's a 5 out of 5 for me. I think that I totally understand your both of your complaints about it. Like John, when you say like, you know, it comes out of nowhere, like I understand, like you mentioned when like the sister shows up, for example, that felt like very weird and like just happening because it's happening. And I totally understand that. But at the same time, I'm just sort of like, all right, like I like this. Like the thing I really liked about the show is like that it didn't care a lot of the time about following like traditional like structure with stuff. Like for example, in episode 4 when they just don't show you the fight, I think that's great.
Yeah,
like,
they don't.
That's amazing. In that,
But that's not a problem at all. Because,
yeah, no.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but just to elaborate, like there were a lot of cool decisions.
Yeah.
You know, in places where I felt like there was a huge lack, they actually they shined really well. And like, you know, again, to talk about like, you know, I think that was like one of the best episodes in the whole series. Like,
Yeah.
just because of how good it was, like but like, they don't show the fight because they're instead focusing on just the mental psyche of like what was going on and kind of like the more emotional turmoil, you know, like, you know, just like, you know, just kind of like in a very symbolic way. And that was beautiful. And then he just cuts abruptly to like it raining, and you know, you see the, you know, you just see her like, unfortunately, her fallen body, and that I felt was very impactful. You know, that was like, wow, you know, just that, and in a way, kind of like it kind of coincides with his like own inhumanity, and like how and he's kind of like a robot. He doesn't like understand the ramifications of what he has done, and then like he immediately just perks up, and like when she, you know, the girl arrives, and he says like, oh yeah, I did, and like she understands though, she understands what happened, like, oh shoot, this is bad, but we are trying to fulfill a goal here, right? It kind of like that distance between the fact that he killed someone and like the series, like the way they framed it, they treated it, they distanced you, the viewer, from like seeing it at all. So you know, it's really putting you in his position of like how he doesn't have an understanding of like the ramification that they're killing these people for these swords, right? And that was really cool, you know. So that's like that's just like an example of like some of the nice things the series has done in terms of like, you know, I agree with you, Rose, about like, oh yeah, it does some really cool things that are very different.
Yeah, like
other series have done, especially at this point in time when it aired.
Yeah, like this show has like impeccable theming. I think that is like inarguable. Like they have like when they are focused on a character, I think they knock it out of the park. And yeah, like I will also say I like my like you know, I mentioned that I thought that like the him fighting a sister episode was like really like just like weirdly placed, but then I think about how fucking crazy that episode where the like Maniwa clan tries to storm the island and she just cleans house. Like that whole episode, I was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I just didn't like it because I wanted her to just join them on the journey so bad. I just wanted her to be fucking everything up. That maybe that's my fucking like secret shame, is that really I just wish that there was more badass scenes of the sister just cleaning up. But you know what? Maybe sometimes just cool badass action is not what you should just always want, you know. Sometimes you need to have a serious show.
So what I was gonna say is I think like with the sister, even though like it can feel like that, I think like the part of the reason that like that stuff happens and like all of that stuff is like, I mean, a large part of the story is that the princess is like manipulating everything. The other princess, and like she's setting up like all this stuff, and then there's just the whole notion of the timelines that they talk about or whatever, with like fortune tellers and like specifically him becoming like the idealized deviant blade and stuff like that. Like it makes sense to me. I think like it falls into place with stuff like that. And also specifically I want to say episode 12 is like one of the best episodes of anything I've seen ever. Like it's just really fucking good in my opinion.
It is very good.
Yeah,
like,
it was
like
really good
even after I was like, you know, like I wouldn't say lukewarm, but like a little warmer than lukewarm on the full show. Like after episode 12, like that turned it up a notch. I was like, yeah, no, at the end of the vid, I do like it a bit more. Like it's very good.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it was just like a real banger, and they played the whole song The whole song this time that they
Yes,
had,
yeah.
they didn't do that
Yep.
before, I don't think. They just play parts of it usually,
Uh-huh.
but it's great. Yeah, I was just very positive on overall. Like I said, like I think like I can understand why you wouldn't like it, John, based on like, you know, you didn't like Monogatari, and it's a lot of the very similar writing style. It's how he is. So that tracks, like, that you wouldn't like that. I love that stuff. I eat it up. I do think that it was on the weaker side compared to like, but like I also think Bakemonogatari is on the weaker side. And like a lot of his later stuff is a lot better. So I get it. But yeah, I was very, very positive on it. And I was glad that I finally watched it. I wish people could watch this normally, like normal people. Like you said, like this is a great intro anime. I actually do very believe that. I think this is a great one. Like you want to get people to start watching anime and you don't want them to think it's all about boobs and butts or whatever, or like shonen stuff all the time. Like this is a really good one because it has like a good blend of action and humor, and there's not a lot of like, there's like no gross stuff in it, right? Like I'm trying to think of any and I can't really.
Yeah, like the worst things is that like they make like a few, like, I mean, it's not even like a bad. They just make a couple of like, oh hey, it looks like they're fucking jokes. But
Yeah,
not
but it's not
really,
even
and,
that
like,
bad.
That's
Saucy
it.
stuff.
It's a
She
little
falls on
saucy,
him, etc. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
But it's like, yeah, you'd see that in The Office. It's fine, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think like this is one of the things that really struck me. It struck me the same way Promare did. I've said this when I watched Promare. It made me go, "Hey, Isin, why the fuck can't you do this all the time? Why do you have to be a goddamn animal in Bakemonogatari and shit like that? Like, if you can hold it in for like this whole time, and the worst we get is some feet shots. Like, what the fuck are you doing?"
Like whoever his producer or like whoever his editor was for those light novels, they were like, hey, make sure before you sit down and write, you make sure you jack off. And he was like, all right.
yeah, like it's exactly like that.
Nobody put that in his contract for any of the other ones.
Yeah, it's like episode 12 when he doesn't have to follow the duty anymore, and like he can just get hurt and like he can break all the swords. It's exactly like that when he wrote Bakemonogatari.
Nisio Isin, you don't have to jack off this time. He's just like, ah! No, that was when he wrote the toothbrush scene. That was like
Yeah,
unadulterated.
that was
like,
when he blew up the castle at the end.
yeah. Cheerio.
Cheerio is great. I want to say that too. That's a great running joke. Like I know, like it's very like one of those things that you make like to be like, oh, get it? It's a theme. Like it's like a little inside joke or whatever. But it's really good. I think it's really cute.
It is really
Like
cute.
how
I think it's paid off really well. Just
Yeah.
that like it was this like dumb little joke thing, and then they like first it's like a silly joke, and then once it's introduced that like someone tells her that it's wrong, that was funny.
no, see,
And then later on, she finds out that she was told that by the other princess.
See, the thing that I think is really funny is in episode 1, the first time she does it, the narrator's like, she would find out one day that it is not that, but we won't talk about that right now. And then like 7 episodes later, it's payoff.
Yeah, it's really good. And then like at the end, like making it a dramatic thing where she's
Not even just
like,
like that's the second time she said that too, which I really liked, because like when she found out it's wrong, she was like, when I die, you have to spread the word of Cheerio across the land or whatever. And he was like, you're not going to die. And then when she dies, she's like, you have to do it. Cheerio.
He's like, all right, fine, I'll make it actually badass.
It was too. It was really good.
And it was badass.
Yeah. All of those, this is the framing of all of the 12 Blades fights. It was really good in the last episode. Like, it just
Incredible.
It's
Like,
just really
oh
great
my
stuff.
God. Very good.
They made these custom designs for these new 12 people just so that they would die in one hit over and over again. Like,
It's
it
really
rules.
good.
It's really, really good. I was really liking it. The series, I think more than either of you up to the point, but like I would say like after like episode like 10 and 11, I was sort of like, okay, especially at the end of episode 11, I was like, oh well, that's cool, but like like what are they gonna do? And then episode 12 like really cemented me like, oh no, fuck yeah, this is the shit right here.
So, okay, I'm going to talk about the 2 things in the show that I feel like are the weakest. Mm-hmm. And I'll start off with the shorter one. I think that, like, the like overarching like specifically the like thing that like the sword creator, the soothsayers like thing was like, I saw into the future and we need to make sure that Japan doesn't get fucked up. And then he like all the swords are like future tech basically. Like I thought that was like kind of dumb.
Sure.
I didn't really like that. Like I did kind of like that the last sword was just straight up guns. Like that was actually kind of funny and also like thematically interesting in a sort of like Red Dead Redemption way where it's just kind of like, yeah, the future is here and they have to like accept the ramifications of it and like, you know, swords are going to die because guns are here, you know, like that kind of thing is interesting. But otherwise it's just kind of like that just like ruins a lot of like the mysticism about it, and like I kind of wish that they didn't do that because like it was like cool that it had this whole like supernatural aspect, and then they kind of get rid of it by being like, oh no, actually it's all like just future tech.
Mm-hmm. No, I get
And
you.
the other thing that I honestly was not super into was how much they focused on the Maniwa clan. Like, I didn't hate it, but I almost feel like it would have been better if they did one or the other, where if I almost wish that the Maniwa clan had all the swords, or they just weren't there at all. Like them, like, being
Or at least
shoved
some
in.
of the swords, like...
Yeah, like, it's just, they're so, like, on the periphery, but they're, like, treated as such a big thing. It's super awkward, and it just kind of, like, mashes in a weird way, where it's just kind of like, I barely care about them, but they keep getting all this attention because, you know, like, they keep getting dwindled down, and you're supposed to, like, have some kind of emotion about it, but I'm just like, like, they're just kind of around, and they, like, show up and get their asses whooped all the time. It didn't really matter.
Yeah, I felt like they were probably meant to be an intentional red herring, right? I think they were there just to serve the purpose of like, oh, is something gonna happen? But like at a certain point, it became very quickly clear that they weren't useful, right, for any way in regards to like this, you know. I do agree to an extent, yeah. Like I think at a certain point, it became very clear that they were just kind of like filler. Like they didn't really add anything, or no, neither detracted. But yeah, they could have been kind of like more. I mean, they were fleshed out, but they kind of could have been more to serve the role. They served a greater role than just being there, right? Just to kind of be distracting, right?
Yeah, it wasn't like awful, you know, but it was just kind of like they could have done.
It just got really pathetic.
A little bit better,
like,
yeah.
Like yeah, it's like oh wow, yeah.
Just a little bit better, like just a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are my two biggest complaints, I guess.
Sure, I can understand the manual, especially because I think like the payoff isn't particularly amazing. Like it's fun, but it's not like incredible. Like what happens to poor little Pengi? Like what did Pengi do to deserve that shit? Like that just wasn't right.
Nothing.
And Damon's a real fucking asshole. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, so is that all we have to say about Choochagatari? Do we want to read what other people have said now? Or
sure.
All right. Yeah, go for it, John.
I'm gonna check the email just in case,
Oh,
because
yeah?
I don't know if anyone might have accidentally sent one of those. Nope, never mind. We just got a bunch of emails about hinges. So
For doors?
yeah, I guess so.
Oh.
All right. If you want to send in an opinion or question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. Or also, you can send it to our email if you want, if that's a podcast at videogamechoochoo.com. We'll be able to tell. Century Punk says, Choochagatari is a great showcase of Nisio showcasing his talents in a pulpy serial. Yeah, so she's saying pulp as well.
Ah. Haha.
Maybe it stretches out a bit too long, but it ends on a fantastic finale, and I'll never forget how badass the fight with Hakuhei Sabi was.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a show a lot of people are missing out on. And yeah, that does make sense. Like, I agree with that. Like, it's especially a shame. Like you know, again, like it was like I didn't think it was a 5 out of 5, but this show absolutely deserves to be like on some kind of streaming or released on Blu-ray, because it's worth a watch. It absolutely is.
Yeah. Someone's got to get their hands on it.
Yeah. Gregory Zero. Oh, sorry, Rose.
Oh no, I was just like, yep.
Gregory Zero says Katanagatari was a fantastic show. It was very interesting to see Nisio Isin work. To see a Nisio Isin work adapted by a studio that wasn't Shaft, and White Fox was a fantastic choice for the job. I love the huge cast, love the art style, and I love the presentation. Make the show available for at least streaming, you cowards.
For real.
Let's see here. And also Trixie wrote in. Of course, she should, because she's the one who told us to watch it. Katanagatari is riveting from start to finish, filled with amazing characterization and interactions, as one might come to expect from Nisio Isin. In fact, he probably perfected his writing style in this series, with nearly all the long-winded monologues seeming to have purpose, everything driving the characters forward. I'm inclined to agree there. Even though I do think that it's a bit long in the tooth at times, I don't think that any scene was particularly wasted. Characters in Bakemonogatari would be sitting there talking about, fucking, whatever porno or whatever the fuck, but, nobody's...
And a girl's mouth would be, zoomed in on,
yeah.
In full detail, very long, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have that here. There is a purpose for... Katanagatari is a very purposeful show. There were just...
Mm-hmm.
I think every decision made was thought out. There is a reason why.
Yeah.
For me personally, it just wasn't, something I... so at times I was like, I don't really agree with the creative decision here. But I get it. There was a concrete reason as to why.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the utter horny thing,
So...
Nothing was done for horny reasons except maybe the feet that we're now thinking about, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
The feet realization.
Maybe. The light bulb clicked.
And to continue with Trixie's opinion here, Togame is one of my favorite characters of all time, being deeply complex, and every revelation about her never feels like a betrayal of her writing. While everyone who worked on the show deserves a mention in one way or another, particular shoutouts go to Makoto Uezu for brilliantly adapting Nisio Isin's heavy-handed style of writing into something elegant and captivating, and Taku Awasaki for the banger of a soundtrack. I absolutely agree.
It's a very good
all
soundtrack.
Of that. Mm-hmm. Togame's a really well-written character.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Just fascinating. Very good. Very good to hear from you, Trixie. Very good opinions there. So yeah, that's all we got here.
All right. And now we move on to the show. Normal one. All right.
So a little glance into our back end here.
Yeah.
Rose and I have 2 or 3 things written down. LV has a fucking bulleted list of 15 different things here, and it's
I took January into my own hand.
Hey, listen, I would be right there with LV, but I can't just write all the things LV did on my list.
It helps me remember. I feel like writing helps me remember things, so that's why.
But yeah, I guess we should start with LV then, really. Let's get this out of the way. I was thinking, I don't know, I can ask you about something about it. Oh, yeah, what do you want to start with? What do you want to start? I've watched all of these things, so I can accompany you on this journey.
Okay, do we want to start off with, bad shows that I dropped?
Oh,
Shows that I'm, gonna follow?
All right, well, we just said we mostly like Katanagatari, so let's start with one bad one. Let's start with that. How about that?
Okay. Oh, jeez. All right, we're gonna do it. Let's start with the horny animal show, the animal school show. Seitan Academy, Welcome to the Pack, as the localized name is. Oh, jeez, where to begin? Unless you wanna mouth off on that. I think you watched a little more than I did.
I watched 3 episodes.
Yeah.
How many did you watch?
I dropped it at 3. I think.
Okay, so we watched the same amount. I think that's all that's out right now. It looks like a dang. Ignoring the horny parts of it, if the horny parts weren't in it, it's like a dang Disney Channel show. It's fucking. I just said that, but now I'm going to say that it's my gym partner's a monkey. It's that.
Yeah, people keep saying that about this show. So the premise of this show is that it's a world where, I guess it's I don't know. There's apocalyptic implications here. It's a world where, there are animal civilians, an anthropomorphic animal civilians and just humans. And it's gotten to the point where, you know, like interspecies stuff happens. I'm not going to think too hard on that, but anyway, like that stuff happens. So we got like animals who are actually like, yeah, like, you know, the anthropomorphic animals talk and stuff, etc. So this show kind of like screen caps of the show and like video like clips of the show like went around because people were complaining about it, you know, for very valid reasons, which I agree with, where it suffers like the double standard problem in animation design a lot of times where the designers go full on, and this is based on a manga, so this is also drawn from the actual source material, I think, where designers go full on him and do like these cool, like detailed, kind of unique and distinct male designs. So like all the guys, the male characters are like these, just full on anthropomorphic animals, kind of semi-realistic. It's really goofy. It's really it rules. You know, the teachers are literally dinosaurs. Like that's kind of the joke. Like they're like old dinosaurs, etc. And they're always cranky. It's really funny. But meanwhile, the girls are just like moe, like anime girls with animal ears, you know?
The
like,
same girl, also. Like, it's the same design, yeah.
They're just the same girl. You know, some are shorter than others.
It's like a character creator where they just have the height slider. Yeah. That's it. Like, it's...
Yeah. Like those doll makers where there's, like, a base and you just... But anyway, so the plot is that this human male student, he just... There's, like, a weird racist implication here because of, like, the rules. I don't know. He hates animals. Like, he thinks they're annoying. He thinks they're loud, etc. I don't know if that's racist in the context of the show. I think it is.
I think it is.
So that's kind of weird. Yeah. So anyway, so for some reason, we don't know why. It's not explained why, but he's forced to enroll in this mostly, like, 90%, 98% animal populated school, and he just hates it. He's just like, he's miserable. But meanwhile, there's this, like, one other human girl, and, like, it's a recurring thing where he's pining for her, and you never get around to actually, like, you know, properly talking. They're constantly often a gag is they're constantly disrupted by an animal student or some sort of other thing. The other main girl is this small dog-like girl. She doesn't look like a dog. I thought she was like a fox at first. She has like a pink hair, so it's kind of hard to. There's like a heavy pastel color palette here, but it's kind of like a weird neon color palette. But anyway, there's this tiny like gremlin dog girl who's just like constantly heckling him. She's very childish. She's basically like a little kid, but she's a high school student. So okay, whatever. And they just have this like expected dynamic where they're constantly like, you know, in and out each other. Like they're just ragging on. Like he's constantly annoyed with her, but then she like misunderstands something. It's like oh, classic like dynamic. But anyway, the whole thing is just basically the main male character, who's just constantly grimacing over his situation, and he's just trying to be normal, you know, quote unquote normal, but his days are disrupted because of the school he is in, you know. And he's not really likable either. You can't really feel bad for him because he's also irritating in his own way, where even though he keeps saying he hates animals, he's like mansplaining this show does like, you know, the thing like trying to educate people with animal facts. And it's kind of funny because they cut away to live action footage, and it does the whole goofy thing, etc. with that. The sound design of the show is insane. Like it's just so loud. Like if one has not seen the theme song for the show, I highly recommend looking it up. It's
nightmarish. I don't even know if I can say nightmare. Like good faith to go and listen to it, because it's like there's one good part with the hyena girl that I really like, which is probably going to be horrible in the show when it happens, and I don't want to think about it, but it's really funny outside of that. Yeah.
So if you're know some good animal facts, there's some things that here and there are funny, especially. But the main character is is not pretty likable. It's hard to feel bad for him because, again, there's nothing really wrong with anything going on. Again, they're just animal people. They're just doing what they do. But then he knows a lot about animal facts and biology for some reason, even though he claims to hate animals. So most of the situations is him like outsmarting like an animal girl, saying like, oh, you know, whatever. The most egregious example being the first episode where he runs into this really snooty, she's like not a nice character. She's very mean. She's kind of abusive, like zebra girl. And his whole solution thing was, you know, like calling her out, saying like, you know, you're technically not a horse. You know, you're technically not elegant like a horse as you think you are. You're more genetically related to a donkey. You know, he basically called her an ass, right? Oh. And then he just like, whoa. Like in front of like everyone, right? And he just lifts her up by the butt and like shows her panties to the donkeys. And it's like, what was the point of that? Like just to show her tail. It was just odd. It's just like there's a lot of like uncomfortable moments where he's just like yeah, basically mansplaining, yeah, and like just in a weird, inappropriate way. And yeah, as expected, this is the type of show where there's like a lot of sex jokes. Where this is not the type of show I think I would really ring with anyway. But there were just there's just a lot of moments where it's like, this show might get worse. You know, it's like not gonna feel great about it. Yeah, you bring up the hyena thing where biologically, I believe, yeah, hyenas can change their genitals. So you know, technically they change their sex whenever like I think whenever it's demanded of in their pack, and like they outright show that in the opening about a potential nurse student upcoming, but I definitely don't trust them handling that well in like an appropriate way. I agree with you, Rose. Just based on what we've seen so far, and like, yeah, there's just like a lot of sex humor, a lot of poop. There's like poop humor. Second episode, there's a cat girl at some point. She's introduced. She's already too horny. She like peeps on people, etc. That's really her thing. I don't know. There's just like a lot of crudeness in the show where it's like I don't have faith for like how it's gonna run, and it might just get more grosser as time goes on.
It's like the most unhinged show I've ever seen, I think. Like there's like no direction to it. It just sort of happens, and like not in like a like
it's a very loud show.
Loud is the exact word,
like,
yes.
Yeah. it's just really chaotic, and that's where it's depending on its humor. And to complain more about the designs, like, yeah, at some point they introduced the sloth girl, and, like, I thought she was, like, they show everyone in the opening. I thought she was, like, mushrooms, you know, kind of the joke of, like, fungi is technically animals. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny. But no, she's a sloth girl. So she literally looks like a blonde anime girl with just green moss on her head. That's it. And then she's just sleepy all the time. And then there's a whole and then the naked mole rat girl is literally just a girl who's half naked, and she kind of has like small ear. Yeah, that's it. There's like no other thought put to it.
That's the most fucked up part about that is that she's a full-size woman, and then the other naked mole rats at the school are tiny normal
naked
size.
Mole rat people. Yeah. So then it's just like, oh,
it's fucked.
How does this work? Yeah, it's just. Also, like a lot of the jokes is just them being like the girls like, oh, accidental half naked, you know, like she's just half naked all the time.
The semantics of this world are insane to me because everyone seems to be learning things for the first time ever of interacting with anyone. When like in theory, if society has been created like this and society has existed like this for quite some time to the point where like all of this stuff is known and well established, it's like, why is anyone surprised anymore? I'm sorry, like I don't get it.
Yeah, like. What you should know about exactly, it's like, why don't you know basic things about like your fellow peers about like, it's weird. And again, it doesn't sit right with me because the human male character who's like, I hate animals, he's the one explaining animals to the other animals, right? It's just like it's bizarre. It's just really bizarre. When I like went into the show, the structure reminds me a lot of Iruma-kun in a way, except I like Iruma-kun, and that's
it's like chaotic evil Iruma-kun.
Yeah, where it's a human character entering the school where he's the only, you know, besides the one girl we've seen so far, he's the only like human character, and he's trying to adjust to his surroundings. Except Iruma-kun, I like the main character, and everyone's likable. The Seidon Academy show, I don't like anyone because it's too much. It's just and like I'm not interested in, and there isn't really some sort of thread where I'm following it, like where's this gonna lead? Like I feel like Iruma-kun has like this thread I'm hooked onto where like, okay, this is gonna lead somewhere. There's like a bigger picture here. This show doesn't really have any of that. It's really like one big running gag show where it's just too nightmarish, you know, and it's just too much for me. Yeah, it's not for me. Like I don't know if I could say it's bad. Well, actually, yeah, it's pretty bad. But it's definitely not for me. So it's not something I'm gonna follow along with.
I cannot blame you in the slightest. I feel like probably, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll end up watching it all. Who knows what happens anymore? I don't. All right. Before we go to the next thing, breaking news that I'll say. I just shared this to us, our group chat or whatever. They announced a Log Horizon Season 3, which is very funny to me. Because
oh, that is funny.
The man just got out of prison, not real prison, like metaphorical prison, tax prison, where he wasn't allowed to make anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, that motherfucker is absolutely written like 3 years worth of shit while he's been in tax prison, and he's just going to release it all at once. And he quite literally seems to have done just that because their Log Horizon Season 3 is coming out in October.
It is hilarious.
That man. It's still the funniest thing in the world to me that of all the people to get arrested for tax evasion, it's the dude who wrote Log Horizon, the fucking MMO anime about taxes, basically. Like,
He knew.
He knew. Yeah, he knew. He knew. You're right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I love Log Horizon. It's the best MMO anime that's ever been made, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. I don't want to leave John out here, so John.
Hi.
John, give me the Fate
sorry.
update. How's Fate going? I'm episodes behind, so I don't know, but I know the story.
Update. So, I don't know if I have too much to say about it because it is very just it's that story. I mean it's just a well done adaptation. I've seen some people talking about how I guess it's a bit frustrating that it's just a straight adaptation, especially considering how Magia Record is. I'm not all caught up on Magia Record, but I'm sure you all can attest to that. But I also just think a straight adaptation can be fine, especially when it's something like a gacha game story, where those plots are very. It's a bit harder to pay attention to those things because it's broken up by so many little battles. I think having an anime adaptation of a gacha game is very valid. Like I think it's just like, okay, you don't have to worry about your team comp. You don't have to worry about fighting like 300 knights. Like no, you can just sit here and watch this happen, and it's the story, and it's good. But yeah, no, it's pretty fine. The latest episode just ended on them like confronting Gorgon, and then Anna's like got her fucking mystic eyes all out there, and that's pretty exciting. I love when people use their mystic eyes.
Of course.
Mystic eyes are the coolest shit.
You still haven't watched the Kara no Kyokai movies, right?
No.
Oh man.
I'll get around to it, but yeah, mystic eyes are cool. Fucking. So I think I'm gonna use this platform really quick to air my grievances.
Okay.
Really quick. So about the Fate Gotcha game. Why the fuck did I get Jalter and not Da Vinci?
Oh my gosh, here we go. It just happens.
What?
They have the same percentage.
Yeah, but I have the Catalyst. I have Da Vinci in my hand right now.
Well, you don't need another one.
I guess.
Listen, I had so many Nobu catalysts, you have no idea, and I didn't get her.
What were your Nobu catalysts?
I have like 18 Nobu keychains. I have Okita's diseases inside of me.
I shouldn't just be like, okay. It's like, all right.
I don't know what else.
fine.
That was pretty much it. That was pretty much it.
You should have gotten. You know what? You know what your problem was again. I feel like this is the feed episode too. I was gonna say you should have had your toes out.
Oh my god.
That would have helped. I think.
See, I
See,
I don't know, cause like I have a Taiga bean. I have a bean of Taiga, Jaguar Man.
You got Taiga?
Specifically. Yeah, I have the bean for Jaguar Man, and I got that after I already NP5 Taiga though, so it was like
Okay.
I feel like maybe that's how it is. You shouldn't have anything until you get them, and then
I see.
I don't know how.
So now I have to go out and get Jalta merch.
You don't have to do
watch
anything. I'm just saying. Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I've almost bought Salter stuff in the past, just cause she's like one of my best characters in that game, and I guess I could get Jalter too because I need to keep the girlfriends together, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I'm fucked up. They gave I have Emiya at MP3 now. Which is just.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play that game. I'm just telling you, everyone is like that. Don't know why he's so common.
Good. He's good though, so it's okay. I use him a lot. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have much else to talk about for Fate.
The Reshkigal fight was alright.
It was pretty good. It was mostly talking, but that was fine. Yeah, it was pretty alright.
Alright, well.
I think they did a good job for pretty much everything they've done so far. So, you know.
Well, you raised a good point that I think leads into another thing. Magi Record is out. Elvie, are you caught up on that? Have you seen that?
I believe so.
Okay.
Is it up to 2 episodes?
3
right
episodes.
now? Oh, okay. I did not see the third one. Yeah, but it's good. Again, I've watched the original Madoka series, but I've not played the game this series is based on. But yeah, it's strong so far. It's very intriguing right now. I'm like, oh, what's happening? That's just it. It's like, what's happening? But it's solid. Yeah, it just reminds me a lot of the original series. And yeah, I mean, I have not. Yeah, again, as I have written in my, I have nothing much to say about this other than that I've watched it, right? I mean, something I just need to follow along before I can probably say anything else about it.
All right, John, what are your takes before I give my expert having played the game takes?
Sure. I've only seen the first episode, but I did really like it. I think I talked about it last time, so I won't go too in depth there. But I just, it's a really well shot, really well animated show that it's definitely worth a watch if you're into Madoka. It's more of that. It's more of that, but in a sense that it's like not cheap. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like they're just doing this to do it because there's a new show, there's a new game. It feels like they actually give a damn and they want to tell an interesting new story.
Yeah, so I will follow up on that by saying it is completely... So it's the events that happen in the game, but everything is delivered completely differently. Like, absolutely 100%. Like, nothing is exactly the same. Like, to give you an idea of, like, what the tone of the game is like... So the tone of the show is very much original Madoka, right? It's very much like, like that, like, darky, like, but, like... slightly like this is a little darker than normal Madoka, I think, even because Madoka still had a lot of lightheartedness to it even when it was being grim, but this is a lot more like goth almost. I don't know what the right word, like, you know what I mean.
It's kind of like it's in Madoka's shadow, so, and it's already setting up the kind of tone you should be expecting.
Yeah,
it's not gonna lie
exactly
to you about what it is.
The game, like, so John's talked about this a lot on the main show, and I have too, about like the issue with a lot of mobile games where they're really bad at telling the story at first, where it will be like very short conversation. Oh no, we have to fight witch things now or whatever, like, and then like battle and then finish thought and then like, like very disjointed, rough storytelling. This is very cohesive and good. The game is very lighthearted. Almost entirely lighthearted, that like even when like things that are like very serious are happening, they like push it away with a joke. To give you an idea of what they've cut out, for example, they've already cut out the fact that the little baby QB that they showed once, I think, so far for y'all, she's already like in the game at that point. She has already like adopted that thing, and it is directing her on how to live her life by just saying Mokyu Mokyu, and she just can understand it for some reason. So you also you name yourself you're the baby QB and you name yourself. So the baby QB just has your name.
Yeah, and it's not like a negative influence per se either. At least from what I saw.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah, like the Q. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really liking how they're delivering it, and especially as I've gotten further in the story for the game. The story in the game gets really good, and I'm like very excited for like how they're going to animate it, because it does get very like classic Madoka edgy, not like bad edgy, like but like good stuff. Like there's a lot of really good stuff in Magi Record, but like the thing is like the very serious like tone of like original Madoka was sort of relegated for the longest time to the side story, or like the character stories, the magical girl episodes or whatever, where you just learn about the individual girls. But this is like way better. Like the way that they like characterize the Reina character is a lot better than it was in the game. So I'm really looking forward to that stuff. Episode 3, even if you haven't seen it yet, I think it's funny that they did it on episode 3 too. Episode 3 ends with Mommy appearing.
Like, hey, bro.
Because episode 3, from original Madoka is so I think that's good, and it's just like, I'm very excited because that's something about Magi Record is all the normal Madokas are in it. They're all there, but they just act normal. They're just sort of a side thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it really struck
There is
me.
a lot more questions about its connection.
So the big thing is like half of the cast of Magic Record is in university.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, during college.
yeah.
That's what it seems like, right?
so they're all older than Madoka and those girls. And I'm excited for when the series gets to it, because you will be blown away by how small Madoka is. Let me tell you, having played the story, because when she shows up, she is this fucking tiny sprout next to these like towering women talking, and it's very funny.
That's so interesting.
Because you don't consider it, because they're all like the same size.
Yeah, because the series is, when you watch a series, it's framing it to how the the character filling the screen, and especially Madoka, where there was like a lack of like, and in general, like, Shaft does this intentionally, where they intentionally like don't really show other characters that are not important, or they're treated as vague silhouettes, etc. That's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. We don't really see any other characters to compare Madoka to, like other adults, Oh wow.
She's so fucking small. Recently, she was in the story parts that I was doing in the game, and it's just so fucking funny. She's just like, it literally is like, who is this lost child, like in One Punch Man when he's or whatever? Like, it's literally like that. Like, it's like, oh my god, what are you doing here? The funniest thing I think that this adaptation does is, so she has like her sister is missing. That's the whole thing, or whatever. She couldn't remember her sister, but she has this like half room, right? Where like half of the room is half furnished, which was all they showed in the game. But the anime has doubled down and made it even funnier by giving her a ton of pictures that are just her posing with someone, but the person's gone. And there's just like all these pictures of her just like with her arm around air, and she just has these and stuff like that. It's so fucking funny. Very good adaptation. I'm very glad that it turned out this way, because I was very worried for it initially, because it was supposed to come out like the beginning of last year and they delayed it. And I'm glad they delayed it, because they're clearly putting the fucking work in. When you see episode 3, it's really good. A lot of fight scene stuff. They do all the transformations. So it's good.
Exciting.
Yeah. It's nice to see like an idealized like adaptation that's willing to edit stuff, because like the Fate Go one is just very by the numbers. Like, it's just like they're just trying to straight up adapt that game, but this is like very like, we're gonna take some fucking risks. Why not? Like, we're gonna go wild. It's good.
Yeah, and like it's valid to have a straight adaptation, but also I do really respect Magia Record for trying something different. Like that is something that should happen more often.
It really feels like a sequel series to Madoka instead of just like,
a game.
Yeah, a game.
Like a cash grab game.
Yeah. All right. So the next up, let's do a good one from LV. Let's see. How about Science Fell in Love, which I'm shocked you say a much preferable version to you than Kaguya-sama in this doc.
Yeah.
I've seen it too, so
Okay. Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it, as they translated it. I think.
Yep.
I guess it's accurate. Maybe. Yeah, it literally is Kaguya-sama Love is War, except with these scientists who have residency in a lab or something. Not clear actually why they're there. So
they're in
info
science.
Like, they're just wasting their time doing this. And basically one day, this one woman, she expresses to her colleague, like, oh, I think I fall in love in you. And then he does the thing where he just overanalyzes, like, oh, we got to break this down. Like, what does love mean, etc. And that's pretty much, I guess, what the whole series is going to be. Yeah, it's just them, like, over-analyzing how to do things romantically, or determining, like, oh, yeah, what defines a date? Like, what defines, like, something romantic? Like, the first episode is them trying to figure out, like, how he should kabedon her, like, properly. And, like, it's a whole thing where, like, they, like, I don't remember. They record it, and they're, like, analyzing the frame, like the framing of how he does it, and they compared it to, like, a sumo wrestler, where it's like, oh no, you're doing it wrong. You're just, like, doing, like, a sumo wrestling maneuver. I don't know. It's just like, there's, like, it's just funny. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but it literally is just, like, these, like, kind of stupid adults, even though they shouldn't be because they're scientists. You know, it's just one of those shows where like I feel like this is another series where it's just like a group of adults trying to figure themselves out, but in a very absurd way. And the reason I think I like it more than Kaguya-sama is because they're adults, and that makes it more sillier and funnier, and that they're like, I don't know, I just dig the whole idea like that. Oh yeah, they're scientists and they're over analyzing something. That's just, I don't know, that's very simple,
Yeah.
but that's just funny to me personally. Yeah, and maybe because I'm just more sympathetic to that premise versus like, why are these high schoolers like twisted and going nuts over like something like this, right? And maybe that's why I kind of like it a little better. I don't know, there's more room for it to be like sillier and less weird about it, right? And yeah, like I was shocked because when I first saw like a few of the stills of it, it didn't look good. Because so the way this show is animated, the way it's like its production style, like it uses very thick line art that excuse me. It uses very thick line art that you don't really see a lot in a lot of new series now. Like a lot of series now follow this visual trend where the line art's very light, or it's kind of just matching up with the color scheme of the character design. This uses like very bold black line art of like in the animation where it makes it look older and kind of dated. So like if you see a screenshot out of context, it just kind of doesn't look good. But I'm surprised. I actually do like it so far. So yeah, that's all I can say about it.
No, that's fine. I might not share the same opinion because I like Kaguya more for sure, but I do like specifically. I really like the scientist girl because she's not just like she's like twisted, but she knows she's twisted, as opposed to like the typical archetype for a girl like this, where they're just like twisted off in their own world or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's very good to have this like character where like both of them, honestly, like the man is a little more twisted, but like
Yeah, oh, he's really
but like he shows like very normal like acting sometimes, but like her specifically, she like acts like very like normal and shy like about it. Like it's very good. I think it's a very good dynamic that works.
And like I felt like compared to Kaguya, at least this series very quickly has like a foil character that's like Kanade, the other girl that introduced like in the first episode, the other female scientist thus far, who's like like quickly points out that they're being weird, and I appreciate that. Like I appreciate that kind of voice of reason to be very upfront.
Sure, whereas like everyone in Kaguya is just like
it's just
out
like
there. Sure, I get that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But I still like Kaguya, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Like for this premise is more like, okay, it's a little more grounded in that. It's still very silly. It's still very goofy, but at least here and there, there's kind of like, okay, like I'm able to distance, the reality, for it to ground in reality a bit here and there. Like it's there.
Yeah, I do want to credit them specifically for drawing a 3DS accurately. That they played, because usually when you see this shit, they just draw a DS, right? They just draw like a DS or a Game Boy or something. But no, they went out of their way and they made a 3DS. Sure, it's not a Switch. That would be on top of times, but I appreciate this on its own. I think that's impressive.
Yeah, and the character designs are like actually cute and interesting. It's like, oh, especially the main girl. It's like, oh yeah.
Even the main guy is like a very generic design, but he at least looks like he stands out at least. Like even looking very generic. Like yeah. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it because I was not. Turns out, like every time I'm like, oh boy, a hetero romance comedy, I'm not gonna like this. Every time it's been pretty good. It is a
very straight show.
Like, I was expecting.
I mean, I think that's unfortunately probably we could say for a lot of like romance. Like it's just very straight.
Yeah.
And like one day, we can comment like, oh wow, actually. But no, to be fair, I'll point out this is a very straight show. There is nothing indicating whatsoever.
Well, nothing. Like absolutely nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Like based on like the group of characters, we have an equal ratio of guy to girl. So I don't know. I'm predicting something here. Maybe, I don't know. But it's a very straight show. Like even like I think second episode when they were talking about relationships, it was a very rigid. They're like they're defining dates. Like it was a very rigid talking about like man and woman. It's so just to be upfront about that. But it's a very straight show.
But like even still like I said, it's good. It's like charming.
Yeah. At least it's not like
it's the same way that like
It's like, oh, okay.
I feel about like
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is a bad example. Like Kaguya is the best example. I think you're really on the spot. Like say like nail on the head there when you compare those two. But also like
Yeah.
Nozaki-kun, for example, or something like that. Like
Yes, yeah, exactly.
when it's stuff like this where it's like they're written like people, you know, even if they're like exaggerated over the
Yeah.
tops type things, they're still
Yeah.
written like people, and you can relate to it and enjoy it.
I think also because they're all comedies, they are making fun of themselves in a way of how like absurd this is, and like how they all in a way kind of satirize how this stuff is really romanticized a lot, and that's why these characters are like going through this. You know, they're just kind of like there is like there's kind of like that little serious blip of like, yeah, this is kind of like commentary on how like these sort of things are over romanticized and people are like pressured into falling in love, etc. Like, you know, like just to speak on a deeper level. So it is making fun of itself in a little way. So that's why it's something that's more empathetic compared to maybe a drama, something more serious where it's like, oh, okay, it's just, you know, just versus something that's pretentious or obnoxious, you know. Like it's more sympathetic. Like I'm more able to sympathize with the characters in that way, where it's not like, okay, you know, calm down there, right?
Yeah, for real. So yeah, I was excited about that one because I was not expecting to like it, and I did.
Yeah.
Was another one we can talk about. The Asteroid in Love is a good thing. You're right here specifically. The best friend is
Yes.
constantly horny on Main and must be stopped. I was blown away in the most recent episode by her. She is like every episode she gets progressively more off the chain, I think.
Yeah. It's still a cute
Yeah.
show, though. It's still a cute show. It's like, oh, okay. I was a little worried. I was worried by this recent episode where I was like, oh,
Yeah.
these are, like maid outfits. I was like, oh no.
But it was fine. It was
Uh-oh.
they were normal.
Yeah, it was so fine. It was contained. It really is just the the friend who's like blowing things out of proportion. It's like, oh, I gotta take pictures, and like it's just like, oh, geez, okay, all right. It's still a cute show. Yeah, it's just again another thing where there's not a lot to say about it. Yeah, they just out here.
Yeah.
Loving rocks. Oh, well, yeah, okay, my issue with the show is, yeah, whenever they say, like, senpai or the teacher, I'm like, wait, the character, okay, that's my kind of, like, only gripe with the show. Like, the character designs are a little they're not, like, besides, like, their hairstyles, you know, like, they're not really distinct from each other. I feel like the students look too similar to the teachers, like, the adults, so then it's like, oh yeah, I forgot that character's a teacher, but she looks too similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but you know, yeah, that's just like my criticism in terms of like the art direction there. But other than that, it's just a wholesome show so far. Besides, wholesome.
Besides that woman who's a
not
wild
wholesome.
animal, I
Yes.
feel like it's funny because I think it's a very like. This is basically a romance show. I'm gonna be real with you. Like
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Like even though they're not
Yeah.
saying it, and then like I think like the funniest thing in the world is that with it being basically a romance show, and then like there's this bit where like the horny on main girl is like going absolutely hog wild over the main character's sister, and
Right,
like
yeah.
it's just like she's just has a crush on her clearly, like desperately, and they're
yeah.
just like she's weird around her, and it's like what do you mean weird? Like that's just like
They're not saying the word love.
you can
Like,
just
no,
say
yeah,
that.
stuff
Ugh.
like that. Yeah.
It's really weird to see works that do stuff like this because like I mean like I'll deal with it, but it's just like when you see so many works that are just like whatever, it's fine, just gonna say gay shit or whatever, or like they're dating like Bloom Into You or like
Oh, yeah.
Kase-san, like you see that shit and they're just gay. Like it's fine.
Sure.
Nobody gets mad at them. I don't know. It's fine.
It's like a weird thing where I think series or like worlds like this where there's like, you know, are there male students
No.
that exist? Do guys exist? Right, exactly. Like in worlds like this where there's obvious like, you know, like gay undertones and stuff. You know, like I'm gonna mention K-On! For instance. There's also this weird like don't forget K-On's two lady bathrooms.
Oh no, that was Love
There's
Live.
also
I don't
this
think
weird-
K-On! Had the two lady bathrooms.
It's just, but there's this weird like, you know, like they have like explicitly, oh yeah, there's explicitly something like romantic and gay here, but there's also this weird like barrier they put in the show where things are awkwardly chaste as well.
Yeah.
You know, and like the whole thing about, you know, saying like, oh yeah, the girls are just acting like, oh yeah, she's weird. Like they can't say the word as if there's some sort of weird forbidden thing that they can't go past a certain point. Like a funny example that's not necessarily related to this, but just related to that concept is like, you know, thinking about like all the children's shows that exist, especially towards toddlers, where the adults don't curse.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure, I get you. It is like that. It really is.
Yeah, like there's this weird silent rule about like, you know, it's, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like there might be a specific word for it, because especially thinking of that example. But there's just some weird there's just some weird established rule that their lives don't have control over for some reason that doesn't make sense.
Nobody told them what being gay was. Like, it's just incomprehensible.
Yeah, as grown teenagers or young adults, it's like, what? Why are you not functioning normal? You know, why don't you know these things, right? But yeah.
That can lead me to a real quick, because I don't think we're going to talk about it that long. The Richard's case files of Richard or whatever.
Oh yeah, the jeweler.
Did you watch? How many episodes did you watch? One.
Only 2.
Okay, so you watched 2. So the thing I'm going to say that's a lead-in into that is I was losing my mind, because there's this part in the beginning of the second episode where he's hired this man and like he's making tea for him or whatever. And like he's like, "Whoa, how is your like Arabic customer not like really hot?" And then he's like, "Do you remember what I told you when I hired you?" And I was like, I like jokingly said to my roommate when we were watching that, I said, "Don't be racist," and then he immediately said, "Don't be racist." And like he's like, "That was the first thing I told you when I hired. Don't be racist. Don't hate gay people, and don't be rude to women." And I was like, "Wow, damn, he really said that." But you said here that it didn't need to be animated, and I completely agree, because there is like 3 bits of motion in the entire thing.
So the case files of Jeweler Richard is literally about these 2 guys working together to, you know, quote unquote solve mysteries. You know, they're not really mysteries per se. They're more like just like, you know, running into life situations with their clients and realizing, oh, you know, like oh, these people have problems and we're gonna just talk it out with them to solve them, etc. There's nothing really dramatic about it, at least so far. Basically, this college student, he like starts working with this jewel appraiser. After he confronts him over the fact that his you know, some really upsetting thing where his grandmother stole a ring from someone years ago, and then he feels like in order to like, you know, finally put his grandmother's soul at rest, like he's like, I gotta find out who originally owned this ring. I must know the story behind this ring. And so then he confronts Richard by just one day coincidentally helping him out when he was like getting mugged in the street, and so that's kind of how like they befriended each other, etc. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing going on in the show really to warrant why it's animated. Like as Rosa said, it's really just a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking. They don't really do anything like spectacularly like interesting with the cinematography. It's just a lot of talking. It's just like anything you would see in a live action series in a drama. So I don't know. And like also it is an interesting show. Like it is interesting, but it's also just. But it's not visually interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's something that will hold my attention really moving forward. Like I think this is something I could go in and out if I think about it once in a while, but it's not something that I don't think really caught me, right? It hasn't really grabbed me.
So something did catch me in the second episode, which is that I think the whole premise of the second episode was kind of insane, because like it's like he says from the outset, right? Like of episode 1, like that he operates on like confidentiality, like protecting both himself and the whoever his like customers and clients are. And then in that second episode, they literally just like give all of this information about this woman to this dude who could just be like a stalker or something. And it's like, and specifically, like, I thought that the revelation in the second episode was going to be that this man is too overbearing, he's too like cowardly, he's too like not good. And then like it wasn't even that was the resolution at the end, because like the entire time, like he's just talking over her, saying like, tell me the answer, and then just answering for her to himself. And it was just like they didn't do anything with that, which was very like
they didn't really even solve her situation.
No, she was just like, I guess I'm marrying this man because he gave me an $8 billion ring or whatever. Like, I do like hearing about the gems, even though I've already known the things. I like hearing about the Myanmar diamonds or whatever.
Like akin to Asteroid in Love, rock facts, you know.
People like to learn things, you know?
a lot of these series with very niche, like, educational interests. Like, unfortunately to bring up Satan Academy again, animal facts, like, oh, okay, and then we got rock facts on this corner. So,
Rock facts.
yeah, rock facts.
Rock facts.
All right, let me think. Here, oh, this is a good thing that y'all can both talk about probably. How y'all liking Aizoken?
Easy breezy.
Easy fucking breezy. I'm an episode behind, but god damn,
You're still good in that regard because in terms of the progress, like, yeah, that's still fine.
it's so good. It's still really good. Something that I kind of talked to you about, Rose, because I know that you're not like super impressed by it, but I understand why you would be. Because honestly, a lot of the dialogue in that show is just them like kind of explaining animation shit, and it's, like it can be a bit like, all right, whatever. That show is very much a visual show. It is carried by its visuals. And if you're someone that cares a lot more about the writing and the dialogue, then absolutely I could see it not being as incredible as some other as people are saying. But for me, it's just like the visuals are so like sensational, and it's just such a treat to see how they're using animation to express the mood of the characters and what they're trying to do and their aspirations and just what animation is as a medium. I respect that a lot, and it's very fun to watch. So again, I'm not gonna poo-poo you, but that is just what I think, and that is my theory on why it's not.
Don't poo-poo anyone.
Oh, I'm not gonna
please
poo-poo
don't
anyone.
poo-poo anyone.
But no, I think that might be it for you. I mean, I don't want to assume too much. Do you think that might be it?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you what the real answer is. I said this last show. I think it's just my hipster gene acting up. I'm gonna be real with you.
I think so?
Yeah, I really think it is just that there is.
It's giving you a twitch.
Yeah, that's what happens. So someone says something's good to me, I'm like, "Fuck you, get out of here."
Yeah, it's kind of like being it's like being talked about like a lot right now. Like that's understandable.
Yeah,
you hesitate. I mean, that's also how John feels about Demon
It's
Slayer,
true.
It's like the same thing. It's the same thing.
Boku no Hero. Is that how you feel about that one?
I wouldn't say that. I just kind of fell off of it because it was because it was slow.
Yeah.
It was slow for a while, and I should give it another go because
It's good.
It is good. It is good. But no, I do really enjoy Eizouken. It is very fun, and it's. And I will always love I think you, LV, said that everyone should draw their OCs or whatever doing the dance, and
oh my god, people start doing it. It's wonderful.
it's really good. Just
not necessarily OCs, but fan art, fan art memes. Like that's great.
Yeah, there was one with the Nier Automata characters that was really good. I like that a lot.
That's really good.
No, yeah, I'm kind of just blown away by how popular it is. I'm very surprised because I think it's visually very stunning, and I think I don't even think there's anything wrong particularly with the writing or anything. Don't get me wrong when I say this. I'm just blown away by how it has operating on the same level of popularity as Demon Slayer or something, when it doesn't feel like the type of show that should be.
That is very surprising. It's so
it's pervasive.
It
It's very
niche. Yeah.
Yeah, it's filling everything up. Yeah.
I think there's a number of factors as to why that happened, and I think the biggest thing is, one, Yuasa really has kind of been an established name now, and I think he's really making his way up in terms of if you mention his name, okay, anyone who watches anime probably actually knows that name now. I would say still not about he's still kind of a niche specific artist, but he's kind of working his way up to being oh yeah, I can name things he's done, I know who that is, to an extent. And the second factor being is that I myself who makes art, I a lot of people I follow who do art as well, in the art community, have been talking about this show. And if you follow any of those major artists who love this show and felt a really personal kinship to this show, that gets the word out easily. I think that really helped it a lot. And that's a really nice, cool way of how things literally can just get popular by word of mouth.
And I mean,
And yeah.
also, honestly, straight up, it's also probably the theme song. Like the theme song, just like as soon as that theme song came out, everyone was like, "Oh shit, this rules."
I mean, someone made like there's like a couple of great fan art and like great comments pointing out like, yeah, the dynamic of the three girls and even kind of like the show itself, it's very akin to like it's appealing to people who like Ed and Eddie.
Yeah.
Like that's how their dynamic really is. So like but their personalities are kind of like a mixture of the three. It's not like evenly across. So like, you know, single D Ed, like main Ed, the short one. You know, like his selfishness is more apparent in like the tall girl, but also she's also the more logical type, so she's also still double D. I don't know. It's just like there's just it's like just the group of three kids like and the shenanigans they do. It's very much the same feel of that show, except compared to like Ed and Eddie, they're not really bothering anyone yet.
Yeah.
They're kind of self-contained, but it's similar to that. It's like these three kids like scheming something together. You know, it feels that way. Like oh yeah, like a hangout at a treehouse, which is literally kind of what they're doing because now they finally, you know, are trying to like get their club recognized under their wraps, and they finally got a space they're trying to fix for their thing. So that's kind of what the feel is, and I think that's like hitting people in a very nostalgic way, even though they don't have a attachment to animation or even the art itself. Like I think like if it's not hitting you for that reason, it's hitting you for that other reason maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will say that it at least led to one of my favorite Twitter conversations I saw in recent memory, which was someone posting the tall girl, and then someone saying, "Oh, cool, what's she from?" And then someone said, "Keep your hands off Aizoken." And another person just responded, "Okay, geez, bro, calm down. Nobody's gonna touch Aizoken. They just wanted to know what the show was." Really, I thought that really tickled me.
It's very good.
It's like it's kind of weird. Like I don't know, I'm curious as to why the title the way it is because you know Aizoken means film club. I don't know why it's not called film club. Like I'm curious as to why it's being kept that way. And like even the girls themselves just say Aizoken. They don't. I mean, well, when it's subtitled, like they just say Aizoken. They don't say film club. I'm curious as to what the decision is on that. Like, is there a specific? I don't know. Maybe that will explain, or maybe that's just like a.
Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah.
I'll talk about a real wild show that I think I've only watched, which is 22/7. Let me tell you about this show. So it's an idol show, and then I was immediately thrown off because in the opening, I think that the voice for the main character is the girl who writes the sex books in "O Maidens in Your Savage Season." I really love her voice.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The one who has a very distinct voice.
Yeah.
I think it's her. I think it's or someone who sounds very like her, and I really like how distinct that voice is. But anyways, that opening is like spoke by her, which is pretty good. But in the opening, Nasu, the Fate Man, is just attributed, and I was like, because it just seemed like it was a normal idol thing. But then in the first episode, all of these girls get like an invitation or something to come to this like idol office that's under a zoo, and this is all played completely straight, and they go there and they're like, look, here's like the idol instructors, here's like the workout station, here's the practice stage where you can practice playing. This is all built under here to help you become great idols. We chose you because you're great idols. And they go, how did you choose us? And they go, come into the bottom floor. And they go to the bottom floor of this complex, and there's just this golden skull wall with a bunch of like ornamentation and stuff like that. And they go, this is the wall. It picked you. And we have to obey every instruction it gives us. And I was like, what?
Is it a death game thing?
No, it's just a normal idol show, by all accounts.
Alright.
But there's just the wall.
Okay.
And the main girl is like a poor girl, and like, but not like she lives with her family and they're scraping by or whatever, and she's like trying to find like normal work or whatever, but like she doesn't want to be an idol because she hates idols.
Oh shit.
Oh, uh-oh.
She goes on a rant about idols to them when she says she's going to be an idol, because she's like, I'm going to do the job I hate the most in the world because I want money. Idols suck so much. I hate idols. The concept of idols
She
is
can
disgusting.
do other jobs that make a lot of money.
So she's had trouble finding work and stuff like that, because she doesn't have much education or anything.
All right. Okay.
And she lives with her family and stuff like that.
I-
To give you an idea of how dire it is for her, like, she sold her keyboard for $15, and she thought that was a lot of
Damn.
money, which, you know, big move.
Damn.
But
Damn.
it was like, but
Like
just
a
yeah,
gamer keyboard? Like a...
no, like a song keyboard, because she's a
Oh. Oh no.
yeah. But yeah, like, so she went on this big rant about how adults suck, which was good. You know, I always welcome something like that, especially when it's not being framed in Dr. Stone world, where they seem to think that that's evil to say stuff like that.
Yes.
But yeah, so like, then in like the second episode, she's like, I don't know how to be an idol or whatever. Good thing I don't have to worry. The wall, like, the entire building shakes and this little note comes out of the wall. And the wall's like, she's gonna be the lead idol of the group. And she's like, oh, fuck. And then she just like she's like, oh, I'll resolve myself. And it's very normal idol show, and she's doing all this stuff. And then the wall fucking spits out like this ominous envelope that sends to her mother that says like, I have important information regarding her activities or something to them. And it's like, what is the wall's game? Like, what does the wall want? And I just think it's really funny. I keep saying the wall. Like, there's just this fucking wall, and they don't talk about it, and they're all just like a lot of the idol girls are like, who cares? We don't need to listen to the wall. And the guy's like, do not disrespect the wall. Like, you, like, at one point, like when they spit out the thing, like, she'll be the lead idol, this one girl who's like who is actually an idol that they like headhunted, basically, was like, hey, like, why does she get to be the idol? And the guy's like, literally like, you do not backtalk the wall. You do not get angry and yell at the wall. It's not right. The wall is doing what it can, okay? And it was like, oh my god, it's just fucking wall. Like, what is this? I want to know where it's going. Why is Nasu attached to this project?
Because he loves the wall.
Is he, like, where is this going? Is there going to be a Grail War?
There's gonna be a wall war.
So maybe that's so weird. Like, maybe So the way the series sounds like, it's just maybe they're building it up to be really something actually super fucked up, and it's trying to masquerade itself as like a normal idol.
See,
like,
I don't
project,
know, because
right?
it's a multimedia project, and it's just been normal idol stuff for the past couple
Right.
years.
That's interesting. Okay. Maybe at some point, like, there's gonna be stuff released where it's like, oh, actually, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they're playing it straight or if the anime's just being weird, right? It's
I don't know. It's just like,
weird.
I want to know.
I guess
wanna
now
know
you
what the fuck
unfortunately
it
have
is.
to find out, right?
I do have to find it. I'm enjoying it,
That's
actually.
interesting.
Like, I think it's framed very well. I like how it's like animated, and like the main girl's voice, like I said, I love her voice. Like, it's very like distinctive and emotional. I think very good at conveying stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to where that goes. I just think it's really funny that there's just like the wall.
Interesting.
All
Might
right.
be, like, referenced in future songs. I don't know. Maybe it's that's so
Yeah, they'll all just
interesting.
bust out a song
I mean,
at an
like-
idol concert that's like the wall, the wall.
Yeah, like, I'm intrigued too. I don't think I should watch it because I don't want to, like, be dragged down in that anymore.
What does that mean? What do you drag down? What do you mean?
I used to be so into Love Live, like, and then now I'm just
I
like,
see.
oh, okay, yeah. No, I don't want
Okay, I get you.
to
I
get
get you.
be dragged down and have to play everything and then partake in everything that.
Well, I
they're
don't think
feeding
there's
me,
any
you know?
games or anything, so
Not yet.
oh, I guess
They're
you're
gonna,
right.
they're gonna, based on what you said, they're probably producing one right now or developing it, and it's gonna explain the wall as like a bigger thing, maybe.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Wait, there's a Japanese idol girl
Okay.
group multimedia project between
That's it.
Aniplex, Sony Music Records, described as idols who transcend dimensions.
Yeah, maybe there's something.
What the fuck?
There's probably something effed up like that they're planning to like reveal.
Yeah,
And
I'm
they're just
I'm
kinda
excited
like,
to find out. I want to know.
or maybe not, and it'll just be really disappointing and weird.
All right. So Iruma-kun, I want to say I have a complaint about Iruma-kun
Go for
for the
it.
first time. I think they're dragging their feet right now.
Ooh.
They are. Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I agree with you.
I was wondering because,
So-
yeah,
No, you're not alone here. I think I agree with you. They're so trying to be vague since like Ray John hasn't caught
Yeah.
up, right? They're going through like a serious kind of thing right now. There's like some sort of serious thing developing right now, and I feel like it's dragging all along too many episodes based on like how the rest of the series was.
yeah,
It's a little more comedic in tone. Like this thing should have been contained in 2 episodes. We're like on the 4th episode where this thing is being dragged on.
the same events have happened in every episode basically of the last 4
right,
episodes.
and it's like it's just talking. It's and nothing really exciting's happening. Like, come on, like you know what? Like this thing is building up. Let it happen, and it's not happening yet. You know, like come on. There's been like a lot of like fake outs and stuff, but we don't need it. Come on, just get to the thing. Let's see it happen. And I don't know. It's interesting too because hasn't been a lot of focus on Aruma-kun himself. I feel like the last few episodes
Yeah.
as well, or nothing that really. You know, in episodes where they focus on another character in some way and responds back to going back to Iruma-kun in a way, like it's in some way it relates to him. Whereas in the past couple ones they haven't really, which is interesting. So I don't know. These kind of have been like weaker episodes. I feel like
It's just like I was thinking like the last 2 episodes specifically could have been 1 episode.
One episode,
Like
yes.
we sat here and we were like, wow, the ending of the last episode last time we were on the podcast, we were talking like, hey, the ending of the last episode was fucked up. Like we were blown away. Like it was a
Yeah.
twist, and then like nothing. Like nothing has happened since then.
it's like we as a viewer already know we already know the plan and motivations of this character, and they're kind of dragging along they're like giving more hints as to what they're doing is there, but they're kind of dragging along like the same information that I feel like it's there's nothing new being said.
Yeah.
about this.
Like it really felt genuinely like the last 2 episodes were the same episode just repeated.
Yeah,
like it was like
right.
so like
In a
what the
different
fuck.
way, slightly.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still like, I'm not like,
Yeah.
this isn't like a Demon Slayer situation where I, as much as I like Demon Slayer, it was very much like there were a few episodes where I was just like, my eyes like falling asleep, like I
Glazed over,
couldn't
yeah.
fucking take it. Like I
Yeah.
totally get why John stopped watching it, but like, it's not as bad as that. I'll say.
It's definitely not. It's still fine, but
It's
like,
funny and charming, you know. Still, so
it definitely pales in comparison to how like consistent the other episodes.
it's been so
were. There was
snappy and
specific,
stuff like that. Yeah, like
Yeah, where they got to the point.
like the
like,
ball game
contained in one
episode,
episode.
right? That's a great example to compare it
Yeah.
to. Like they resolved
yeah.
that like over the course of 2
Yeah, and
episodes.
there was a lot going on too, and
Yeah.
I think they did it in a compact way. They didn't need to stretch it on any further, and they moved on.
And they like nailed so many things with that. Like they nailed Asmodeus stuff. They nailed like Iruma stuff. The butler. Like they nailed
Yeah.
all these stuffs that were underexplored and explored these themes. And then these 4 episodes, like these past 2 episodes, I could not
Two
tell
characters.
you. Like
they're really only focusing on 2 characters.
and it's not even adding anything to them. It's just like
Yeah.
reiterating like there should be more scene. Like the fact that like most of these episodes haven't been driven by the fact that Iruma's grandfather is in prison and like like making jokes about that or something.
Yeah.
Like what are they doing?
Right. Like the rest of the school still hasn't found out. Like I don't know. It feels like such a decent amount of time has. Actually, yeah. Like a couple of days I think have passed in universe too. Like there's no one like how like I want to know the side of the school like where that's going on. Like why is no one talking about it, or why no one's you know like
Yeah.
not enough Amari. Not enough Amari.
Oh, and they introduced Amari's father. Like
Yeah,
too, like which
who
is a
might
big
be
thing.
twisted.
Like they could have had like a bunch of like interactions between Iruma's grandfather and
Yeah.
him. Like that would have been perfect. Like to have like, especially because like I want to know more about this dad because he did give his daughter like 5,000 manga romance like things or
Yeah.
whatever out of nowhere and told them they were forbidden texts.
Right,
Like I want to know
right.
this guy. But yeah, I hope it. I assume like the last episode did end with like, okay, they have to do shit now, so hopefully it'll be better. Ba-da-ba-ba. What else? I think we're all bummed out that Dorohedoro is on Netflix locked.
It's so sad. It is so sad.
Like, it's the type of thing where it's like, I would be going out of my way to go find it somewhere and watch it, but it's just like, that's so much work. I don't...
It is. I'm glad though people are like getting like, well, at least trying. I don't know if they'll end up liking it, but like at least trying this thing that looks really weird, because it is a very, well, for one thing, it's like graphic. It's graphic. It's a graphic violence show. So, but I'm glad there's people who got curious about it and like, oh yeah, like I wouldn't think people would. It's very niche, and like I think it appeals to like a huge sensibility if you're into like grungy stuff, especially like really like those gross like underground comics. You know, that sort of audience. But I'm glad like people recognize like, oh, this seems interesting. You know, like yeah, so more for niche stuff. But yeah, I read the manga and like yeah, I love it. So. But that's the only thing filling my void, since I can't watch it and how it looks like if it moves. So that's fine. But I'm glad. Yeah, again, I'm glad people are like curious about it. At least some murmurs for it.
Yeah, it's really fun seeing people react so positively to it. I will say that like I'm still kind of disappointed with some of the aspects of it. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm just disappointed that like it's got that like weird 3D CG shit.
Yeah, it unfortunately does.
But at the very least, it's not purely 3D CG, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like all the traditional animation looks very good, so it's fine. I won't piss and moan too much about it because it's still cool, and I'm like glad that it exists. I'm glad that there is a Dorohedoro anime. It deserves to exist.
All right, let's see. Next up, let's go with the Nobunaga Dog anime that I didn't see you had written that down too, Elvie.
I did write that down.
So you say here it's probably going to be the same jokes across 12 episodes. You're probably right.
I think
that's
so.
That's what I think as well.
I was like,
But I think it is some incredible level shit that they made Mitsuhide an anime man, but Nobunaga's a dog.
Yes.
Some real... got some brains going on over there. I don't know. They're
gonna be weird with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I laughed at it. Like I was like, oh okay. I thought it was gonna be something corny, but I was like, oh yeah, it was funny. It was actually funny here and there.
There's one specific joke that I know that they'll keep doing that I was like didn't even like that much, which was them being like, this is what it would look like if it was real Nobunaga instead of a dog or whatever in the scene, and it was just like, yes, I get it. It would look weird if it was a man instead of a dog. Like they did it like 3 times.
Right. In the same episode, yeah. Yeah, it's like not bad actually, but it's not something I see as like, I don't know. I feel like this is one of those shows where like, because like it has so very little to like honestly do before the point where you can start repeating jokes. Like this could have been like a mini series, like a lot of those like comedy mini series that would like, you know, not to insult it, but like those like, you know, it would be in between a commercial. Like you can say one joke, that's it. You know, that's it. You're good. You know, but and that's it. It fills the time. But I'm surprised it is this long series that it's something that got adapted into a long series. But it's fine. The ending song is buck wild. It has like live action dog footage, and it's the voice actors singing the ending song. It's pretty wonderful.
Dogs that
really
look
cute.
like the dogs in the show.
Yeah, like so.
That's pretty good.
Nobunaga's like a sheep.
And then like
so
the
it
next
actually is a
episode
sheep.
thing too is like,
It's just them barking.
yeah, it's like real dogs barking at each other or whatever, and like
They have to subtitle it.
yeah, it rules.
I would say even the opening kind of rules.
The opening does slap.
Yeah, they're really hamming it. Yeah, they're really hamming it up with like those aspects, and that's fun. But other than that, it's like, again, it's another thing I don't think will hold my attention personally because I don't see anything that will like be interesting to keep following it. Right? It's just gonna be like, oh yeah, as you said, Rose. It's just like, oh yeah, haha. This is how I look. You have to remember, he's like a man. He's like a burly man, and he's doing this dog thing. Tee hee. He has a cute name, and yeah, it's all these, and again, like it's all these other like other historical figures contemporary to him, like all these like other burly guys who are tough, etc. Now they're just cute dogs, and they're doing gross dog things. So, nothing else to say
Are they
there.
wiping their butts on the carpet? Are they like? Is that what it is? Oh man, that's so funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, tee-hee, she's giving him a bath. And then it cuts to the thing where, like, he's like, oh, yeah, I used to love baths. And he's, like, baiting with sexy women. And then he's just, like, a pathetic dog being sprayed with a shower nozzle. But, yeah, it's literally going to be the same joke. It's going to be the same joke throughout the
Look,
series.
I did just talk shit about a show having a dog rub its ass on the floor, but I'm going to be completely honest. Anytime a dog does that, it takes me a second to tell them to stop because I usually laugh really hard at it.
You might like the show, honestly. You might be into it.
Dogs are fucking weird. Like
They are
I
kinda
love
weird.
I love being around dogs. They just do wild shit, and then you have to accept it.
They don't care. They don't care.
They don't.
I respect them for that.
Like cats at least try to be dignified. They don't. It doesn't work all the time. They'll fall off of shit and then they try to brush it off. But like dogs, they're just like, yeah, I'll just knock things over. Yeah, I'll just eat grass. All right, sure. Dogs.
So we're both caught up on Somali, which took a week off to randomly post the cast
I
commentary,
know.
which was weird. But yeah, Somali's still good, right? And
Yeah, it's still good. It was literally a cooking episode last episode. I was so into it. I love that Oni. I mean, whoa, no, not Oni. Oh God.
no, they were Oni. They were Oni.
They were
yes.
Oni. They were a type of Oni. Yes, they were gnome Onis or something.
They were like a
that. They're
pygmy
like-
Oni, I think.
Yeah. They're like smaller than usual, and they're more human-like. Yeah, again, cute. You know, we finally have like, you know, they immediately already like have stakes here. It's like, you know, the forest spirit man, the golem. He tells the Oni like, oh yeah, I don't have much time to live. Technically, like he's like hundreds, thousands. I don't remember the number, but
1,000 years is how long they live, and he's 998.
He's 999.5 or something. He's literally like, oh yeah, I have like a year left, or like less than a year left, right? So now there's a time limit now, like where you know, what is he gonna do with Somali, the human child, and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, but it's still a good show. Like it's very interesting. I'm very interested in this world. It's just showing you things without having to over explain things. You know, it's great. Yeah.
They established that the golem can speak to animals, but the animals don't
Yes.
talk or anything. They just make like squeaking noises, and he's like, "Damn."
All right.
He gets them. Yeah, he gets them.
Yeah, he just gets them.
Which makes sense, I guess, considering his job.
Yeah.
You know, their jobs, like Forrest Gold's job. Yeah, they kind of probably.
I'm just glad
kind of
that
communicate with him in some way.
this is the longest. It's been the longest time since I've seen a case where they don't just make the animals start talking or whatever,
Yeah.
and be like, "Well, you can understand that" or whatever. Like they just go like squeak, and I'm like, "Yes, they're just fucking animals."
Well, maybe because also the cat did talk.
That cat was fucked up, though. I don't know about that cat.
It was. I think the cat probably does know how to talk, maybe, or I don't know if we were getting the cat's mental thoughts. I don't. It wasn't.
No, it was talking.
Well-
It seemed to just be a
It actually
person.
was a talking cat. Okay.
It had like fucked up eyes and like things.
It did. It had murderous blood eyes.
It did. It
out
was
to
not
murder that
comfy.
child. Awful. But yeah.
Yeah,
series.
it's good. All right. John, give us the Pokemon update. How about that?
Pokemon
Shoot.
update. All right, everybody.
Pokemon update.
Pokemon update. So unfortunately, I don't think I have too much of an update. These last two episodes weren't like as powerful as the Mr. Mime episode. That was like that fucking like heinous bullshit. It was like, oh my god.
So scary.
Yeah, no, that Mr. Mime thing was like a nightmare. I'm glad that didn't happen again. I'm trying to so the latest episode I definitely remember was like the Ho-Oh episode. I'm trying to No, Bulbapedia, can you help me? Okay, yeah, Bulbapedia. In my times of trouble, I call out to Bulbapedia and it answers. It says, "John, you fucking nightmare human." And I say, "I'm sorry, Bulbapedia. Please let me live." Um, where are the episodes? Okay, here it is. Okay, thank fuck. All right. So yeah, okay. All right. You know what? Actually, episode 8 here, it wasn't as fucked up as the Mr. Mime episode, but there were some really good faces in it. Like there was like a fucked up shriveled Piplup, and there's a Croagunk that like makes the troll face a bunch.
I'm seeing the Piplup. It was so good.
It was really good. So the episode was about so they go to not Hoenn. They go to Sinnoh. Specifically, they go to Snow Point City. Because this like fucked up Piplup just like shows up in Vermilion City, and they're like, "What the hell?" And the Piplup ran away and swam across the ocean because it was jealous of this Croagunk that its trainer caught because she was giving the Croagunk more attention. And so they enter a race to compete. And then Team Rocket shows up and interrupts, and then they end up teaming up with each other, and then they become friends. And that's pretty much it. And yeah, it was just a cute, funny episode with all the like, fucked up images that they did. There's the fucking there's a part where a Psyduck shows up and the girl's like, "Oh wow, you're a pretty good swimmer too." And then the boys are like, "Oh shit, that Psyduck's gonna be a problem." Because now the Psyduck's going to be the one that she gives all the attention to. This lady just needs to be better at, like, not giving all her attention to one Pokemon, because that seems to be the issue here. But it was funny and cute. Like, it was just cute. And it was just interesting to see Sinnoh again. I haven't thought about Sinnoh in a positive light in a long time, and then I'm just thinking like, oh yeah, you know what, there was some good stuff in there, like all the snow aspects of that, like that was nice, that was fun. And then the latest episode was just like, oh hey Ho-Oh, and that was pretty much it. Like they just had like an old they had like an old guy, and he was like, Ho-Oh doesn't exist, and then his like young, and then his like grandson was like, no grandpa, it does exist. We got to go up the tower and see it. And then, like, it was just, like, about them going up to see the Ho-Oh, and nobody sees it except the grandpa. Because, like, everyone else turns around and walks away, and the grandpa, like, lingers for a second, and then the Ho-Oh flies by, and before he can tell them to turn around, it's gone. And he's just like, you know what, kids? I think Ho-Oh does exist.
Oh.
Yeah, like, it wasn't bad, though. It was fun. Yeah, I mean, this show is just, like, a pretty standard, like, stuff where it's just like, yeah, they're going on these cute little adventures, it's fine. And the next episode, they're going to, like, a Dragonite Island, which that sounds exciting. I can't wait to see all the
everyone's favorite dragon.
They're like jumping from location to location really quickly, which is kind of insane considering how the original series, just the original pace of the series.
Oh, where it took them 7 years to get to any city.
Yeah. Yeah, or like to get to a town, it takes like 3 episodes. Like there's some sort of gap where they're in the wilds for a bit, and like getting interrupted all the time by Team Rocket or some other inane situation. Like, how is this?
Yeah, so like,
how does this feel to you?
Team Rocket's shown up like 2 or 3 times so far.
Okay, interesting.
And they also are explicitly like taking like realistic transportation to the different cities.
Public transportation.
Like they'll ride a train, or they'll take they'll go on a plane, or they'll go on a boat. Like they actually go places like a normal human being would.
Yeah.
Obviously they could just like do like Pokemon stuff as well. Like obviously, I'm sure that they could just like surf or fly or whatever. But I don't know. There might be like long distances like that. I don't think you could just fly. Like I'm sure you could ride a Pokemon from like Pallet Town to Celadon, but if you're going from like Vermilion City to Snow Point City, that's probably like cruel. So you can't fly that far on your Pokemon.
Right.
But I really like I really like it, how they're trying different things and going to different places and, like, revisiting cities, and it's not just like, oh, hey, we're just going here to do the gym battle, and that's it. Like, it's like, it humanizes the Pokemon world in a very interesting way, like, just being able to show all these different areas and all these different locations that you can visit that are like, oh, hey, people live here. Pokemon live here. This is, like, a realistic land, and, like, this, like, feels like a place that you could visit. It's cool. And I've seen some people, like, disliking how the characters are going, because Ash is still very much, like, battle, like, focused. Like, you know, he likes to battle, he likes challenges. But Go's whole thing is he just wants to catch Pokemon. Like, for example, like, as soon as he shows up in Sinnoh, he just catches a Mantike. And then as soon as they show up in Johto, he catches a Sentret. And then he catches a Mischievous and a Stantler, like, a little while after. And it's just, like, it doesn't really show him, like, bonding with the Pokemon, and I guess I could understand, like, I saw some people complaining about it on Twitter, and I kind of understand, because they're like, you know, in the old series, when someone would catch a Pokemon, it became, like, a new character. It was like, oh, hey, this Pokemon's going to show up a bunch, it's going to, like, have, like, an actual, like, dynamic with the other characters. But now here, it's just like, yeah, you caught the Pokemon, and it's like, they're just getting shoved in the box, basically. Like, you know, like, he's not actually doing that. Like, they go to the lab, and there's scenes of him, like, interacting with them. But it's absolutely not as much as, like, oh, hey, back in the old series, like, when Ash caught a Pokemon, that Pokemon was, like, in every scene, you know? Like, no, they don't do that. And, I mean, it's more realistic to how the games are. But also, I guess people are kind of realizing, like, when I have 400 Pokemon in my boxes, that I realistically couldn't pay that much attention to them, huh? It's like, yeah, dude, that's true. It's kind of fucked up, but it's
fucked
true.
up. I don't want to think about that.
Well, you have to. And, I mean, everyone has mentioned that there needs to be an episode in this season about a shiny hunter. Like, there needs to be...
I'm shocked they haven't done anything about shiny Pokemon in so long in that.
Like shiny Pokemon do show up every once in a while.
Yeah, like Noctowl.
Yeah, like Ash had a shiny Pokemon, and then, like, sometimes he, like, you know, like a shiny will show up, like, in, like, a big group of Pokemon or something. But I think there should absolutely be an episode where some guy is just like, I only want to catch shiny Pokemon. I only want to get the different colored ones, like, all of it, like, and they're just like, you're fucking nuts. Like, I want them to just be like, what kind of person would do something like that? And they just look right at the camera. Like, that's what I want. I want them to kink shame me, basically.
I think you put it well as, like, you know, in response to, like, a lot of people's, like, dislike for Go. Like they're trying now to actually adapt and, like, you know, call out, like, you know, certain things people actually do in the games, literally, which is kind of like the detached lack of emotion when it comes to hunting Pokemon and treating it as, like, a strategy. But now it's just weird and jarring compared to how the anime series usually fleshes out characters and actually gives emotional attachment to you know, stuff like that. So, I kind of see both sides too, where, like, it's like, yeah, but it's still the anime series where I think there should be room to also kind of rebuttal those things and bring attention to that in a way. And I think you put it nicely too, where, like, if they actually introduce someone like a weird obsessed shiny hunter, maybe that's, like, a way that can kind of address those points all together at once, right?
Like, potentially, like,
potentially.
I do think some of the reason why people don't like it too is that, like, Go, I mean, obviously, because his name is Go, he is very much associated with Pokemon Go, and there is very much a, like, you know, a subset of people that are just like, oh, that's the casual shit, because he barely actually battles the Pokemon. Usually he'll see a Pokemon and he just throws a ball and catches it. And, I mean, the Pokedex straight up does the, like, excellent, good, like it says when you're playing Pokemon Go and you throw the ball. Like, I do think that some of that is people just, like, not liking the casual game, but it is also just, you know, it's another aspect. Because, I mean, hell, in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I'm not battling those Pokemon I'm catching. I'm throwing a fucking quick ball and catching it immediately. Like, it's the same thing. So, you know, it's just like how it is in the game. It's just like how most of us are in the game. You fill up your Pokedex, and then once it's full, then you make the team that you want to make, you know? Like, I mean, like, Go is not going to do that. Like, I doubt that there's going to be a scene where he's like, all right, now I have to breed 300 eggs to get the right ability. Like, no, he's not going to do that. But
you just show go biking for like 5 hours.
yeah,
Most of the episode.
like I don't think they're gonna do that. You know, I don't think they're gonna be like, oh, if you like, okay. I don't think they would, but if they did have a scene where the crazy shiny hunter guy is like, I had to trade a Pokemon from Kanto to someone from Unova so I could get the Masuda method to work. Like, if they do that, I will flip the fuck out. But I highly doubt they'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
You never know.
I mean, yeah, like, if they acknowledge all the dumb shit that shiny hunters do, that would be, like, my favorite episode of an anime ever, because it will just be a 20-something minute, like, call-out post for me.
Well, you certainly need it. I'm gonna say that.
I know I do.
All right, LV, let's finish this up. We're gonna have hit almost everything, and let's talk about Pet, huh?
Oh my god, the grand finale.
Yeah.
I've been complaining about it in our group chat, right? Christ, do you want to go off on Pet, or like should I go off on Pet?
You should go off first. How about that?
Oh my gosh.
And I'll
okay.
pop in.
Okay.
Unless you want me to, I can do it.
Okay, my best way to and it was nice that you like kind of got me when I said Pet feels like a low budget Paprika, and they don't know what they're doing with it. Wow, what's the best way to describe Pet? It's hard because it's confusing, and that's the problem. So Pet is based off of manga, and I looked up the manga. The manga seems like it's like they could have, like I'm gonna talk about the manga separately. So Pet is basically has like this world of people where they can manipulate your mind. They're kind of like psionics in a way. They can manipulate your mind, control your memories, etc. It's fucked up. It's like, whoa, that's scary. Like, so any minute, like, you don't know if someone actually messed up with your memory. You don't know what your real truth is, and you don't know what reality is. And sometimes this power goes beyond just that, which as is it's already messed up. You don't know if it's happening to you, etc. Like, you kind of don't have that consent to what's going on with you. It's also used to basically assassinate, literally, like, not only mentally, but also, like, literally kill someone, right? Like, potentially destroy your mind to the point where, it just ruins you. But there also is some sort of rebuttal to it that's a little, to counter it, essentially. And so, but for some reason, these people are called pets. I don't know why yet. I guess I will never know, maybe.
You didn't watch episode 3, then?
I watched up to 3, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess we don't know.
Okay, so Pet follows like these group of people, like a group of people that deal with this, and they basically tackle on different cases, so to speak. And it's kind of like this, I get what they're doing. There's kind of this morally gray thing where they're doing horrible things because this is a horrible power to have. Like, what are you doing? But they're also kind of working for this twisted man who's carrying out assignments for them. They almost kill someone at some point, but then they try to, like, bring him back to reality, etc. But yeah, my problem with the series, is that it's just confusing. Yeah. And people are defending it, being like, no, it's deep. You got to keep watching it. You missed out. You're just not paying attention. Like, I am paying attention. This is the series that I actually sat down. Compared to, like, a lot of other series where I watched a lot of titles and, like, so I kind of had to multitask and do things. I actually kind of, like, made sure I am paying attention watching this series. And nothing makes sense because the direction of this anime is very poor. And, like, I personally think, as disclaimer in case someone tries to say anything otherwise, I personally think the direction of this anime is really poor because it's what they're trying to do is they're trying to, like, emphasize the chaos of, like, how you sometimes don't know what reality is, and there's, like, a lot of twists and turns. Like, is what I just seen, like, actually what happened? But no, like, there's, like, a lot of cutting between things where it's not really clear to the viewer as to what, like, for anyone, beyond Paprika, to name a more mainstream example, Inception, who, quote unquote, might not be a ripoff of Paprika. We still don't know. Not clear. Unclear. But anyway, like, anyone who's seen Inception, it is clear, like, as to where, there's, like, a question, like, was that a dream? Was it reality? But it's still clear as to where those certain points end. It's not jarring. Pet is very disruptive and, like, throwing shit at you visually, like, oh, there's suddenly, like, a goldfish, like, floating around all of a sudden. They're turning into like fish. They're now underwater. Oh, fucking feet. Like crushing feet.
The
The fucking
feet.
feet.
Man, this is a reoccurring
Ah!
thing, huh? Like, we always have
Yeah,
to
there's
find the feet shit.
Pet has a lot of feet in it for some reason. It's like in the opening too. But yeah, like, it does not make sense. So, like, the first episode starts off with not really the main characters, but follows this one guy who's trying to carry out this assignment, which eventually segues into, like, kind of the main group we're following, which, again, is, like, these two or three, these three guys and this twisted man that they're basically fulfilling assignments for. The way it begins, though, it first focuses on one guy who, as a child, who, was, who I guess was, his mother is, like, concerned about him because, like, her kid is, like, there's something wrong with him, etc. Like, at some point he bashes his head against the TV. Like, he has a lot of messed up thoughts, etc. And it's because he has this power developing in him, where he realizes, like, oh, yeah, I can do, like, a lot of mind manipulation, psionic shit. Yeah, he's, like, basically turned it into, like, a ward of some sort of hospital where he has, like, a lot of problems. But then, yeah, it just jumps to this other character. And, it's not really clear that was a time skip to begin with. And then, it's just hard to describe. So, like, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but I believe the anime director of the show might be the same director for Durara and Bakuno. I'm not sure. I might have misread that.
Yeah.
But Bakuno, I will say, which I highly love and praise, also as someone who's reading the full-on series, the light novel series, was done well, I felt like, in terms of it doing in media res and jumping around time a lot. It made things clear as to what's going on. And I think it does a good job of repeating things where it needed to make sure you as the viewer know what's going on. This series does not do that. It's really hard for me to explain the series because, again, to reiterate for the third time, I felt very confused by it, and not in a good way that made me think, more in a way that I felt like the direction of the series was not done well or executed well. And, looking up the manga, it seems like it really is a surrealist manga. It also, like, has this cool art style that I feel like they unfortunately missed out on properly adapting to the series. The anime, like, more, and I think I said, well, it exhibits this kind of, like, anime style of something I would see on Adult Swim probably in, like, 2010. I don't know, like, something like Paranoia Agent. And not in a bad way, but it's something that's very, like, I feel like this could have been adapted differently and be much better, but so far I'm not getting that from the series. It's just a confusing, convoluted mess that feels pretentious right now. Like,
very pretentious.
So, yeah, for you, Rose, I don't know what's the best way for you to talk about your own thoughts. So.
Yeah, you kind of covered it pretty much. Like, it is, like, so I love surrealist works, right? I love Twin Peaks. Yeah. I love, like, anything David Lynch has made. I love a bunch of other stuff, like even Monogatari to an extent. But like, this is like,
it's a mess.
The type of shit that I hate specifically when it comes to this shit, because like, it's not being surreal. It's actively like removing aspects of the show that you have seen, so that later they can then just show you the scene that you missed and go, "Whoa, did you catch it? Whoa, like here's the secret information," so everything just doesn't make sense until they show the actual context, which they should have just shown, and there's like no reason for it. Like, in contrast, let's talk about like a show like Durara, where they often tell things out of order sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
When they do stuff like that, and Bakuno too.
Same writer.
Like,
yeah.
That's giving you the context over time, but it's not literally cutting in the middle of a scene to jump all of a sudden to a resolution and then you go and then just like randomly being like, and then here's what happened or whatever, like an episode later. Like, they're not doing that. They're telling things specifically out of order over a long period of time, so that it's like, oh, this makes sense why this would happen. This is just nothing makes sense until it happens. Like, it's incomprehensible until you see the context, and it's not even like that compelling, I think, when you do see the context. Like,
there's a lot. It feels like there's a lot of things that are just happening randomly visually just for the sake of emphasizing, they're like, we gotta remind you that they have these this reality bending powers, just to let you know. So reality is literally being bent right now, and you, the viewer, are probably not sure what's going on right now, but don't worry if you hang on tight.
Also,
all will be revealed.
let me just say, I'm gonna go out on a limb. And, you know, maybe this wildly changes, but based on these first 3 episodes, I think the creator of, if it's true to the manga, or if I don't know if it's just the anime, I think whoever it is, I think they hate women. I'm gonna just go out on that,
They might,
and I'm gonna
they
say they
might.
probably just hate women because every
They
woman.
might. I would say more so in the anime. I think the manga is made by a woman.
Okay.
But there's
Then
something
the
really
anime.
weird with how. Yeah, well, I mean, you can hate yourself. Yeah, that's possible.
That's true. Yeah.
But there's something really weird about the anime's like bizarre, also just like the gay subtext too with the anime too, like which I don't think is actually present in the manga based on what people are saying. But again, it's hard to like critique this because I think the manga really is a super niche thing that like if I try to look up the manga, it's really hard to find panels even of like panels released for the press, etc., just to look at. Yeah, I only get the cover like a lot of times. But again, I'm not sure. But I can at least comment on the anime that there's like weird stuff when it comes to like how gay people are depicted, or like it does not know how to properly contextualize whether a character is homophobic or is that actually the series saying something homophobic. So like the two main characters, again, there's not really clear-cut main character, but like 2 of the main characters, they're all guys really, as we've seen so far. They kind of have this like thing going on, but something about it doesn't seem right, and like especially contextualized from another character's perspective, especially in the first episode where they're kind of acting homophobic to them or they're making gay jokes about them. But I don't know. It's a little weird, and the 3rd episode especially, where it's very confusing as for me to comment on like what a particular character's identity is.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what happened there, and I'm not gonna.
It's
find
incomprehensible.
Out until the 4th episode, which I'm not gonna watch anyway because I can't deal with this series.
The first Amazon miss, I'm gonna say, maybe, because like the last
usually they carry stuff that's not. Well, Vinland Saga was an exclusive one, right? I think so, right? Usually they carry stuff that is carried by other streaming platforms anyway, too. Like most of their library, I've discovered.
Yeah, but like all of their new stuff that they get is usually exclusive to them. When it's airing, like Vinland Saga Dororo, this Made in Abyss.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, like
probably
even for Made in Abyss's problems, like it's still good overall.
Yeah.
And then like this is just like
yeah, it's just a messy series.
It's really messy, yeah.
It's like and there's like a group of people who are really clinging on to it. They're like, no, you just don't understand. Like, no, like you can admit something is confusing, but in a bad way. Like you're not being confused because it's challenging you. You're confused because the execution of it's not good. Like it doesn't equate to like intelligence or anything about it being deep.
Yeah.
It's like
it's very faux deep.
Yeah, it's very faux deep. Like I honestly will probably read more into it, like try to understand maybe the manga too, especially the source material. But other than that, I don't think this is something I want to watch because it's very exhausting from my impression of it thus far. But it is something I will want to try to read into more. But there definitely seems to be a lack of information of the source material, which is weird. It was published like way back in 2003. It started publishing way back in 2023, and it's only being adapted now, which is interesting. But yeah. And the opening's a trip. The opening, I laughed when it started playing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The song is fine. I actually like those kinds of songs, but then, like, in conjunction with the edgy visuals, the feet, like, there's, like, it does a lot of things with inverted imagery and the psychedelic stuff in the background, and they're, like, doing this grungy thing with their hands. It's just so funny. Like, it's just so funny. I started to laugh. It's, like, funny when I'm thinking about it now. It's just a really funny, edgy opening when the actual series does not match up to that. So I don't know, it's definitely a miss for me. I don't know, there's gonna be some people who are really angry about like, oh, you don't. It's like some people are gonna be angry. It's like, no, you're not committing to it, sir. But whatever, whatever. It's fine. Mm-hmm. They can like wallow in that corner, right?
Sure.
I mean, it might improve at some point, but like I don't see that right now. It's a mess.
We don't have to. Is the thing. That's the wonderful thing.
I'm not gonna watch
it's an option. We're not like chained to we're not getting paid by Amazon to watch it. Amazon, if you want to, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, hey,
Right.
if you want to pay us to watch it, we will. You just call
It will.
email.
Yeah, it will help
email
pay
us.
for my Prime account. Thank you. Yes.
Yes. Speaking of emails, sort of. John, give
Yes.
us questions and opinions.
All right, it's time. If you want to send in a question or an opinion, it's the same thing as before. videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask or podcast@videogamechoochoo.com if you're nasty. Let's see here. Gregory Zero hits us with a question. With the newest Precure show starting at the beginning of February, is 2020 finally the year of Precure for John? I mean, I don't know. Is this...
Precure's good.
I mean, yeah, I've heard it's good.
From the couple I've seen, yeah, it's good. There's a reason it has a big.
I've only seen the original, personally, but...
Yeah, it's me too. I've only seen the original and like the second series after that. I don't know.
I just wonder why it's like why I seem to be someone who would watch it. I mean, I'm not like offended. I'm just wondering like why.
I think they want you in the cult. They want to indoctrinate you.
It is a cult. It is a cult.
Is this like is it kind of like the Symphogear people except maybe a little less?
Yes.
There's an overlap.
There's an overlap,
definitely
actually. Yeah, they're very much the same
literally
people.
They're the same people. Yeah, they're the
Okay.
same people.
All right.
It's the same fandom. I don't know what they're not distinct. They need to stop acting like they're distinct. They are the same people.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine. Because they have very similar elements to them.
Okay. I fucked up and I skipped a Choochagatari question, so I'm very sorry. Let's see here. A helpful hamster asks, which of the 12 swords is the best one?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I really like...
Yeah.
You know what? I was gonna say at first, I was initially just gonna say I really like the fucked up cursed one, the 11th one, and I also really like the 12th one for just being a guns.
The gun is pretty
Not
good.
even
Like,
a gun, it's
decent.
guns. Like, that's
It is
really funny.
guns.
In every sense, it is
literally
not
just a
a
gun.
sword. Like, but my favorite one. Oh, yeah?
I was gonna say, yeah, the poison one was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just looking, like, I'm mostly thinking design-wise, not really concept-wise,
See-
but the gun is funny, though.
My favorite one is definitely the one that the shrine woman had, the 1,000 swords or whatever, and then there's like
yeah.
all of the copies of it. That rules. I
Right.
love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then her like
Yeah.
sword style just being like grabbing swords from the battlefield and just using them
Yep.
once and throwing them away. That's really cool.
It's great.
I was thinking about saying that one, but also I just really liked the sword that was just the armor. Like, I really liked the armor
Yeah.
sword. That was really cool. Just like, you know, like the concept of defense as offense is always really interesting, and I especially like that. I don't think you ever see that guy, too. I'm trying to remember if you see him outside of the armor, but I think he's just in the armor the entire time, and you don't see him, and that's pretty good.
All right. Is that all of ours? Yeah.
LV, did you say
said
yours?
the poison one?
Oh,
The
yes,
poison
yes,
one,
okay.
yeah. I
Yeah.
just think
Okay.
it's really, yeah.
Just wanted to be sure. Let's see here. Anonymous asks, is it better for a show to be consistently boring or spectacularly bad? The ways in which a show can be boring or bad varies, of course, but usually I find it hard to actually get through a show if it's bad even as a spectacle. I mean, I disagree. I think like a really dumb bad thing can be fun to watch to like laugh at it. If something's boring, that just means you
Maybe
don't
I guess it depends on their definition of spectacular bad here, because it could mean spectacularly bad like the money shot, funny fucking nightmare stuff from Dr. Stone, or they could mean like actually like horrid, like actually really horrible stuff. Like, so would you rather it be like really boring or like it's bad because it's I don't know. There's multiple options.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can look at this. Like if I'm just thinking about like fucking like handshakers, like I would watch that and laugh at it. But if we're talking about like something like morally unjust or something,
Goblin
like,
Slayer.
yeah, like I'm not gonna watch that. Like I would rather watch something boring than something that like is full on disgusting. But you know, yeah, like but also if I was going to pick between like handshakers and like, I mean, I don't know, something that's just like, or Dr. Stone. Like, I think Dr. Stone is more boring than like full on like offensively bad. Like, I mean, you know, there's dumb shit that happens in that show, but that's all. It's also usually kind of funny shit. Like, if that show was as consistently off the shits as the money shot scene, I would probably have finished watching it at least, because I would have just been like, all right, what dumb shit are they gonna do this episode? But that was an exception to the rule instead of being the norm. So I think it's just, if it's a spectacle and it's stupid and it's funny, then I will watch it. But I don't want to watch something that's like harmful, you know? That's my opinion.
Yeah. I would rather it be funny bad.
Yeah. Do y'all agree?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like if something's just, I mean, yeah, I just have a track record. It's like, if it's bad, I just drop it, you know, to be honest. Unless there's like really like, yeah, I agree. Like, unless there really is something enticing for me to like keep on for it because there's something we're talking about of how bad something is, which would be something like Handshakers. That's, oh my God, like, just remembering now, it's just so funny. Like, it's like, oh, what, this actually happened? You know?
Yeah.
Something like Handshakers happened. I can't believe it. And they got away with it. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Like, I would not watch something that's like offensively bad, you know, like something that's like, oh, this is not like bad. Yeah, it's like hard to define what that person meant by bad, right? That question. But I think I agree on all your points there, pretty much.
Okay. So Wheels has a question and then an opinion. I'll do the opinion first. So Wheels says, I haven't actually seen much from the season yet, so looking forward to this week's episode to see what to take a look at. However, over the weekend I watched Weathering with You. That was in theaters recently.
Yeah.
While everything I heard going into the movie had kind of lowered my expectations, I ended up liking it a lot, especially the soundtrack and visuals. And then, not anime, but also I've been really into tokusatsu shows, so I watched 35 episodes of Kamen Rider Build. Can't wait for Choochagatari Tube full watch of the Spider-Man toku. Yeah, like like a week ago, I think it was like me, Wheels, and like Boss Stones. We were just in there and we watched the first episode of that, and it was fucking dumb, but really good. So, hey, if you want to hang out with us and watch some Spider-Man toku, chill with us in the GameZone.zone, and you can watch some Spider-Man toku with us. And to wrap this up, Wheels has a question. What is your favorite cameo/reference in an anime to another anime?
When they do the Inazuma kick in Promare and it does nothing.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I mean, I think that it's kind of cheap to mention it because it's Gintama, but I think a lot about that Gintama scene where they talk about, like, Vegeta. Like, that is a very good scene where they just talk about Vegeta.
I think when I was like a fresh-faced bab and I was, you know, watching Lucky Star, and they really were unapologetic about the Harui stuff. I mean, like, that was like, I think the first time where that was like, oh, okay. And like, you know, back then I thought that like, oh, that's so clever. Isn't that funny? You know, and it kind of still is, but it's like not as deep as it. It's like, yeah, okay, she's the same voice actress. They're the same production company. They can do that. That's why they're doing that. But yeah, I just thought that's just something that like struck in my mind immediately. Like, whoa, okay. But meanwhile, they couldn't. Meanwhile, like they bleeped out, or they were very like, they like couldn't say other animated references. Whenever she said the word Gundam, they like bleeped that out. Like that.
That's always very funny.
Yeah, that's always classic. But yeah, like they really like ham-fisted it, and then it like came through and paid off when they went to like the cosplay cafe, and they outright fucking just danced to Har Har Yukai with the weird Yuki lookalike employee.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like it was just whoa. Okay, all right. Calm down there now. This is a lot. This is a lot for me to take in.
Rose, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
We're done.
Is that everything?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I was just expecting you to say something. I don't know.
No,
I was
that was
expecting
pretty
you
much it.
instead of just going, yep. I was like, where is this going? Let's find out. Okay.
The whole, yeah.
Whatever. All right, that's it. We're done. And for the first time in 2 months, now we get to talk about the next anime we're gonna watch, which will be Baccano. So this was chosen by Beryl on Patreon. And just a warning, you know, I always try to say how you can watch this show. Sorry to do this to y'all yet again, but you cannot find Baccano anywhere, like legally in quotation marks. Which just means it's fine to just watch it anywhere.
Yeah, enjoy this any way you can. That's a one of a YouTuber that I really like, SNES Drunk. Whenever there's a game that is very expensive or you can't really get it easily, he just says, enjoy it any way you can. And I think that's the best. Just enjoy Baccano any way you can. Don't worry about it.
You can't even buy the Blu-ray for this, so
For some fucking reason, which is baffling. Though I would say, you know, enjoy it any way you can. But as someone who really loves this series, I think this will be a series that if you're very not a dub person, I want you to try to.
Yeah, try the dub.
This is a series I think that makes sense for the characters to be speaking English when it takes place in the United States.
They do accents.
And they do. This is a series where I think the dub acting is actually very good and appropriate for the context of the series, and if not more ways appropriate and better than the original Japanese track. But again, like it's okay if you watch it in the original Japanese track. You know, again, watch it any way you can, if you know whatever you can find, right? But this is a series where I think I would want to recommend people watching it with the dub track. So, yeah, do your best.
Do your best.
Because we are doing our best too.
Yes. But yeah, watch that. It's like 15 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
About.
Just about. Yeah, it's pretty easy to watch, I can tell you that from experience. It's good. Be ready. It's in media res told, right? That's the term to use. It's told out of
We were
order.
talking about how awful Pet is, and here's an example where
it's done right.
It's done better.
Yeah. Even compared to the manga, I believe that the anime actually added stuff to even like better contextualize it, even better. If I recall, like the journalist
actually,
woman, right? Like the girl and the man, right?
Yeah. It removes characters, I feel like, which is appropriate, I think, because like I will talk about it when we do talk about it, but it makes. You know, you were talking about adaptation decisions with Maji Record, and I think like the anime does a really good job here in regard to the changes they made, which is actually removing things. And I'm glad they did, actually, because otherwise it'll be pure chaos.
Yeah. All right. So yeah.
Well, and you know, we were gonna throw in the warning that this show does
warning.
have moments of really like crazy graphic violence, and like it doesn't happen consistently, but there are 2 instances where I can think of where like a child character, they look like a child character does get harmed, and there is a really gruesome scene in a separate episode where like someone's face, like I won't say, but like I don't know how I could say this without spoiling it, but someone's face like gets really fucked up in a really gross way. But other than that, like the violence for the rest of the show is just like blood stuff, like the sort of things, like, you know, and just, you know, again, not to spoil too much, but like if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, you can handle this.
Very similar. Yeah.
We watched Choochagatari, and there was some bloody stuff, so I think you should be fine if you watch that.
If our viewership has been following us, you know, we're on the same page, right? Yeah.
It's no Devilman Crybaby or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
But there are like some bits where it is like, you know, just be on the watch out. It'll be very obvious when it's going to happen, so just look away or something if you want, or you know.
Yeah, like they don't the violence in the show does not tease you. They actually go like in. So like if don't be worried about like, oh, they're gonna like it's gonna be a surprise. Like, no, don't worry. It builds up to where you think it will build up to. Yeah.
All right, so that'll do it then. Yeah. Okay, let's do the ending bit. If you want to get episodes of this show 1 week in advance, go to patreon.com/VGCC, and you donate $3 and get access to all of our shows like this, our Let's Play, and Starlight Car when that happens. And yeah. I think that about does it. It's everything. Yeah. All right. Thank you both for joining me. We covered a lot of fucking anime this time around.
We sure did.
But actually, this isn't even as long as we've gone sometimes, like when a season starts and like we're like going over the list and stuff. Sometimes we've gone crazy.
Yeah, this has been a restrained episode, all things considered. So
Yeah.
because I mean, it was
right.
it was a new season and and a full anime review. So yeah.
Well, we did it. We did it all.
Okay.
Good job, both of you.
Same to you.
So, all right, we will see y'all next time on the next episode of Choochagatari Unlimited Train Works. See ya.
Requested.